Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Rencast. Here again, we've got another matchup today with me, Ren26. Let me turn this music down because it's a little bit louder than I'd like. So I'm playing the Game of Thrones soundtrack. They'll probably flag my videos for stealing from them, but I want to get in the mood for Game of Thrones because it's coming up on Monday, which is going to be sweet. We'll just ignore that fact for a bit though. So today, pretty simple. We've got Titus versus Goðar. So I don't know if you've got any expectations, but I have. It should be a really good game. Yeah, so we're going to be playing on a week 2 setup, so it's going to be Biodome. No, it's not. That was earlier, so let me double check the maps. It's going to be Descent and Vale. So Vale's a very good map. I think everyone's pretty happy with Vale at the moment. I like Vale a lot. It's slightly different from Tram and Summit in the way it's designed and its structure. And Descent itself, it's not the most popular map. It has certain things that make it very different, certainly. So we'll see about it. But overall, I'm looking forward to Vale from these two teams. That should be a great game. And Descent will be an interesting one. We'll see how it goes overall, but I'm hoping it'll be some fun games at least. So it's going to be Goðar versus Titus. These are two of the top 5 teams. We saw these guys, both of them, get through to the NS2 WC, so the World Championship that we had about 6 weeks ago at this point. That was really good. And Goðar let themselves down a little bit. They turned up, they lost 3 rounds in a row, which was enough to get sent out of the competition. And I'm sure at this point they really want to come back strong into NS2. I remember 8 months ago, Goðar were my favourite team. I really think whenever I had to vote against anyone, it was going to be Goðar to win. I really think those were my favourite. They were always ahead of everyone else. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully Goðar have practiced a lot. They've got their team, which has always been a little bit hectic over the last few months. They've got it back on form, hopefully. And Titus are a really strong team. We've seen them play against Snails. They were very good. We saw them play against Snails 6 weeks ago in the World Championship in the finals. They didn't quite take the win, but they were, again, very good. So Goðar, if they really do want to get some rounds on the board today, hopefully have improved staggeringly for the World Championship. But I can imagine that being the case. Those guys are, of course, very experienced. They all know the game very well. You've got people like Mendas, who are very involved in the community. They know the mapping, they know the engine, they know a lot of stuff, and they know NS2. So you can never count them out of a round. So they're always going to be looking for opportunities to just take a round, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, I have a lot of faith in both teams, so I think overall my prediction will probably be a 3-1 to Titus. I think Goðar might get an early round. But I think after that early round, I think Titus will pretty much stomp Goðar. But I could be wrong because I haven't seen them recently. So that's going to be nice to see. We've got Ulti on the server. I'm not sure what team he's going to be playing for. We are finally getting some of these players into the server. So it looks like we're going to be playing on NA East server. East Coast, I'm not sure if that benefits the Americans a lot or not. I don't know where they're based. Looks like they are based on the East Coast. But the Europeans certainly will have about 130 ping. So meh, that's average. Maybe we'll be swapping. Maybe we'll be swapping. Yeah, I think I read that actually. Round 2, after round 2, we're going on to map 2. We should be swapping server for Vale, so that should even things out nicely. Great, so we're already getting the teams on the server. We've got Rantology, Sicknick, Versal, Gorgeous. We've already got the fantastic Titus lineup on the server. Sammy G as well. I think he might be trying to play for Goðar. Not quite sure. We've got Mendas obviously playing for Goðar. Grissy as well. Valk, both those guys as well. Definitely Goðar players. You can see the badges Mendas has got. He's got a lot of different badges there. These are quite rare actually. Some kind of 5 symbol. I'm not sure what that 5 represents. He's got like a little star with Team Res there. I'm not sure what that represents either. And then another one which looks like the Natural Selection 1 icon. And I'm not sure what that is either. Maybe it's because he played NS1 or something. I don't know. Which raises a good point. A lot of these really good players have been playing NS, Natural Selection, in general for a very long time now. These aren't guys that are new to the series when this game came out. These guys have been playing it for a long, long time. And that certainly beats me. I've been watching Red Dog's cast for about a year. Before that, I only played the game on public stuff. I didn't know anything about 6v6. And of course before that I didn't play any NS1. I knew about the classic Half-Life 1 mods like Team Fortress Classic, Counter-Strike 1.6, whatever you want to call it. Maybe I'd heard of NS. Probably passed me by. Probably passes a lot of people by. due to the fact that it's a very complex game. There's a lot going on. Okay, so I want to escalate some of this chat, because it looks like we've got a 6v6 ready. Let's get rid of Game of Thrones for a bit. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 6v6 lineup set up, so let's go through these. We've got Joshi, Kerrigan, Rantology, Sicknick, Gorgeous, and Versal. So no Golden. We've got Kerrigan on the team. Not sure who Kerrigan is, unless that's Golden in disguise. And on the Go'dar team, we've got Grissy and Command Chair, Bitey and Volk, Mendaf, Sammy G, and Ulti. I'm not sure how many of those people are actually in Go'dar. We'll see that. Yeah, there's a lot of badges on this server. I've got another one I'm not recognizing. Oh, it's probably because I'm an NSL admin. Something looks like the NSL admin icon. Yeah, there's a lot of icons on this server. So this isn't quite the Go'dar lineup I'd be expecting. People like Icefelt aren't on the team. I'm not sure. I don't really keep up with the politics and the social stuff. So maybe these guys have moved on or they're on different teams. But we'll see. Oh dear. Okay, so I was saying it'll probably be an even game if the Go'dar guys have practiced a lot. If they haven't, it might be a little bit of a stomp, and they're sort of revealing the fact that maybe they're not quite practiced and well versed at the moment. We'll see. They're still probably a very strong team. I mean, look at the individual players. Sammy G's aim is really good. Bitey's very smart, very, very smart. Grissy on Command Chair, that's a very fair Command Chair player there. And then you got other players there that just know the game really well. Titus are a strong team, so I think they will have a very, very, very difficult time. Okay, let's just go into the full screen view then. I believe that's just put us into full screen. So we're playing on Descent, very simple map. You can either spawn in any of these corners here. Pretty simple kite structure, so it's a little bit of a weird kite, but it's kind of like this shape, just like Summit and Tram. Kind of have this similar structure, and then you connect up the middle with these corridors. And you can see that's a pretty simple shape. There's a little bit of complication on this map. For example, this corridor here, technically called Receiving. This whole area here is a little bit pointless, a little bit of an extra stage that maybe gives the aliens an advantage to set up some sneaky tunnels, stuff like that. Water treatment's the same. It's an identical idea, just on the opposite side. Squad 5. Yes, you're losing responding to me 3 minutes late there. Not a problem. Of course, we're going to be having cross spawn, so if we get a launch control for the aliens like we've got on this pre-setup, then we'll be having a monorail spawn for the Marines. Not a problem there. We'll probably be seeing early mines. One of the strongest elements of this map are these vents. So you can see there's a vent here. It comes out, pops out just here, so that's just like there. And you can see there's a second exit as well. All of the spawns have that, so you'll see pretty quickly there's a vent there, another vent there. All of them exit either inside the base or actually just essentially just beyond the first set of doors you've got. So they all just exit outside the doors there. You can see another one. Here's the doors. You've got a vent here and here. Every single room on this map has a vent coming straight to the spawn. Early on, Marines have to be extremely careful about that. It's very simple. Just get mines down, control the vents, and move on carefully. It's very simple. But you do have to be careful. If you don't get mines up and you let the skulks in your base, you're going to have huge issues on your hand. We've seen it happen all the time. Descent is all about these vents early on. You ignore them and you'll lose. It's usually that simple. We've seen some interesting stuff on this map before. Stuff like shotgun rushes. You get the early armory, grab the shotgun, send 5 guys to build the armory here, grab the shotguns from there and push into the hive. Something like that. Certainly a possibility. Aliens probably looking to take a longer game. I think the large map and the upgrade changes with the balance mod will support them quite well. I will go through that because it looks like we still have time to go through that stuff. So we are playing with the balance mod, which is being enforced on all rounds, all matches, on all teams. The general changes are cheaper upgrades, so stuff like shells, spurs, those are all about 25% cheaper. Biomass upgrades in general, so the actual biomass itself, the +1, the +2 on the hives, those are all much cheaper, about 25-33%. That's a huge decrease in price. And then the same with the lifeform upgrades, those are a lot cheaper as well. So if you want to upgrade yourself as the alien commander, you want to upgrade your lifeforms, it's a lot cheaper now, a lot cheaper. So we'll be seeing stuff like Umbra, stuff like Leap. We'll be seeing that stuff coming out a lot sooner and a lot more frequently. Changes to the Marines, a little bit of a nerf to the phase gate. The phase gate structure has a delay now. Once you send one guy through it, you can only send the next guy through after 0.5 second waiting. This was in the game previously, but they removed it. And at this point, I can see why they've removed it. Re-added the delay. The delay is there to make it more difficult for a large stack of Marines to just pile through a phase gate and turn an empty room into a full room. With the with the delay there, should allow skulks to more easily grind a gate, and then essentially clear a room when it's already been cleared. So the phase gate's there, not necessarily to hold a room, which can be a little bit of a problem because that's kind of how it was being used before. You can empty a room, just run away, leave the phase gate, and as soon as it's getting attacked, you can just pile 2 or 3 guys through. It's going to make that a little bit more difficult. Not impossible, not at all. But just making the phase gates a little bit less reliable, so you have to maybe defend them more actively, or maybe not rely on them to be defensible by themselves so much. Certainly with beacons, etc. Stuff like that. When you beacon to monorail, for example, if you've got a phase gate to Hydro, if you had a pair of skulks killing the phase gate, then you can't get all 5 Marines through instantly. You have to wait, and it'll take about 2.5 seconds to get all those guys through. And so that can really make a difference, I think. And so I certainly see the point there. Some other changes we've got. Fade initial blink cost for the energy has been reduced. That means in combat they're a lot more effective. So we're going live in a second, so let's run this. Okay, we are going live. Just want to use them to double check something. I'm hoping you guys have visuals. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see about that. I think we do. I think I pressed the wrong button earlier, so we should be fine. We've got a north spawn for the Marines, southern spawn for the aliens, no gorge it looks like, and a 3-2 split for the Marines. Look at the spread here with the aliens, all of them taking their own direction. Very interesting. This is Godar's initial play. Energy, you've got 3 guys energy flow, 2 guys pushing straight on, which is nice to see. They're hunting the skulks, which gives them a slight advantage. There's the early mines, which we need to be seeing on top of those vents. Nice spread from Bitey, Mendas and Volk, but Locklear and Rantology, they're a little bit quite out of position, but they've got the range advantage. Bitey and Mendas move on, trying to take on Sicknick and our 2v1. Bitey's got a really nice position in that vent, takes him out. The Parasite was in play there, so really good job from those two. And no base harassment yet. The mines are built. You can see those guys coming back from mines when they respawn. This is in a pretty stalemate position, but if they get that extractor down at energy flow, that's going to be really good for the aliens early on. Nice cleanup. Goðar playing exceptionally well already. That's an extractor down. 3 Marines have been killed. They do have to worry about this, though. So this can... this is the play that gives the Marine the opportunity to turn this game back around. They are slightly behind at this point, but if they can kill a Crag and a Harvester early on, that would be great for them. Locklear and Rantology holding this room alone. You've got 3 Skulks. Volk gets in position. Long range. Does manage to get close, but does get taken out, and then Rantology was cleared up with only 1 kill to her name. Mendas and Bitey doing very well already. You can see the extractors are being built in this locations. Hydro Analysis and Energy Flow are the ones being just about built at this point. Energy Flow has been complete. Sicknick alone in defense. Bitey and Mendas, but this time taking a choke point. They might struggle to come through, especially with Sicknick slowly and steadily hearing these guys come in. Nice Parasite. Bitey falls back. He wants Mendas to come in because he's got full HP. Mendas going to take the corner. Sicknick taking 2 bites. He is down. Locklear from behind. Nice one. Sammy G actually gets flanked and takes him out. Really nice double kill. And Bitey 1v1. Nice pistol kill. Fantastic job from Locklear, taking out 3 Skulks almost alone there. Really good job. We got Volk versus Gorgeous and Rantology. Parasite and Gorgeous. Medpack was there. Actually, no, Medpack wasn't there. Got taken out in 2 bites. Really unfortunate for Gorgeous. Rantology now alone in launch control, giving Ulti either the opportunity to take her on or take out Plaza. Looks good for both teams at the moment. Nothing... no one's very far ahead. You can see there's a lot of tier raise investment from the commander in terms of Crags and stuff. I didn't get time to mention that, but those are slightly more expensive at this point. Slightly worried there's no visuals. No, we do have visuals. Sorry, my bad. It's my phone. Okay. We've got 2 guys coming in back into observation. Again, a whip and a Crag. So maybe the Goðar guys aren't quite as aware as they should be that these things are more expensive now, making the spurs, those kinds of things way more valuable. There's a much higher incentive to go for those things. You can see the rest of the map, there's not much going on. Sammy G just got a kill over in launch control on the left, and now they can take on that extractor with 2 of them. But in this bottom right corner in observation, you've got Ulti and Bitey trying to get in position. Joshi and Locklear there. Really good job from Ulti with the whip combo. Grissi even getting a kill as the commander. Bitey long range. He's trying to use the flanking cover. Look at that. Bitey actually gets in position on top. Jumps down on him. Almost gets killed, but does get the finishing blow. Really good job from these guys. Goðar doing a lot better than I expected, but the Marines do still have extractors. This is a very fair game at the moment. Let's check out the exactors. 4 resource towers are going to be taken out. Oh, that was the third, sorry. It's looking alright for both teams. Neither of them are too far behind. Marines do need to start worrying about their upgrades. They do need to get the arms lab in play. There it's built. There's the armor one. Perfect. See, this is exactly what I want to see. As soon as I call it, they're on top of it. That means they know what they're doing. They're not caught out. They're not panicking. We do need to start seeing some spurs. They don't have the money for it. Goðar spending too much on crags, in my opinion. They got a whip and a crag, and another crag went down in observation, and perhaps that was even a replacement crag. Not 100% sure, but that's a lot of money. Ulti with the first lurk on the field. He takes a huge amount of damage. Mendaf's trying to come in on the reload position, but actually gets taken out very early. Sammy G and Ulti, these are the 2 lurks we've got. We'll see if they go for a third one. It seems unlikely. Seems like the 2 lurks are pretty much meta at this point. No one's really deviating from that. Rantology and Gorgeous in position on top of a Crag and a Harvester. Valk trying to hide behind this section with the Crag healing him. Sammy taking a huge amount of damage. Gorgeous and Rantology's aim right now is awesome. They're doing great together. Keeping these guys at bay, but the Crag is healing them up. Again, another stalemate. 3 extractors for Titus. 3 harvesters for Goðar, so they're taking a slight advantage at this point. Sammy and Ulti, if they can get a couple of kills here, then it looks like maybe the next minute or 2 will be a really big advantage for the aliens. But there's the armor one. That's what they need to start getting ahead, start winning combat. There's a bit of a movement, actually. There's maybe mobilization for a base push. It's hard to know for sure. Maybe it's just to spread from there and deal with some of the harassment they're experiencing. Good job from Sammy. A nice double bite there. Joshi with the med packs, though. Ulti from the side. A lot of med packs, not enough to save his life, and he was completely outnumbered. He would have been very difficult to, very challenged to take on both of those lurks alone. Mendaf, he's actually hidden there. He pokes his head out. He's got a Crag to try and keep him alive a little bit longer. He's very low health. He's getting chased by Locklear and Sicknick, and this might be a dead harvester finally for the Marines, but they're losing extractors all over the place, and this is great job from Goðar. Weapons 1 has started. Got Joshi popping mines down. Joshi doesn't check his corners. He's going for Bitey, but there's Volk from behind. Bitey plays evasively, goes into this section here, can still see the enemy. Using Volk to do the damage, and there's Volk getting caught out a little bit. He's actually just trying to play evasively again, just trying to stay alive, then using maybe the corner to come around and do a lot of damage. Doesn't quite take it, and that's 2 Marines now ready to rebuild Plaza. Looks like observation, they lost the Crag, but they didn't lose the Harvester, and Goðar are in a really good position right now. They do need to set up some of these spurs, though. If they don't set up some of these spurs, they're going to get way behind. They do just have about enough money for 1. They've got a double drifter, a lot of crags, a lot of that stuff, and they're going for a lot of harvesters, but without the upgrades, the harvesters are only fueling more harvesters, and harvesters don't make the aliens stronger on their own. You do need to start investing in some of these upgrades. Sammy and Ulti working together. Ulti's already very low. Sammy with about 8% HP. He's got 1 player to deal with, and there's 2 sculpts coming in from behind. That makes Plaza very vulnerable. The extractor is built, and they can actually just turn around and deal with that. Looks like there's a secondary call to defend Hydro Analysis, because that's their 4th harvester. If they can get to the 5 harvester mark, they're going to be looking at very early fades, and I really don't think the Marines will be able to cope with the fades that will probably be coming out at the 7-minute 30 mark at this point. Really good looking for the aliens right now. The shotguns are coming out. They do need to invest in shotguns to start turning this game around. Rantology and Gorgeous there. One of them's got a shotgun, I think. The other's got a rifle. Bitey does a lot of damage and falls back just on time. Hydroanalysis looks like it might be taken out. There it goes down. Gorgeous and Rantology working together to hunt Bitey down. You can see he's trying to play evasively. There he is. He jumps down. Gorgeous is trying to hunt him. Nice shotgun blast. Good teamwork. Now they can take back launch control. This is exactly what we need to see through on the mains. Invest in the shotgun. Start getting the extractors back. Start taking down harvesters. Good job from Sicknick. He's found an opening. He might be able to take on the harvester observation. It's going to be tough with the lurks at his back, but there's a double-pronged attack, so the lurks probably will have to go for launch control, allowing Sicknick to get into observation. We'll see how that goes for him in a second. We've got Sammy G in the northern side and Ulti. Maybe a recall to go for the base. It's hard to know for sure. Drifter is being mobilized as well. Nope, they're just going straight for the extractor. They want to harass the enemy's money. They think they've already lost the harvester at launch control, so let's just lose it. Let's just take down Plaza. Good call. Very good call. Whip's being taken out into observation. You can see how slowly that's happening. Sicknick is taking a lot of damage as well. He's losing a lot of his armor. It's almost down to the 3rd clip. The double lurks, though, hunting these extractors. They've done a great job. That was a really smart decision to go for that. And yes, I am being distracted. Sorry about that. We've got Locklear and Sicknick. They've taken out a Drifter. They've taken out the Whip. Looks like observation. Finally, a little bit of progress there. Weapons 1, armor 1, shotguns, and phase tech is being started. Not a huge number of extractors, but certainly enough to fund a couple of phase gates. Maybe even just something like gravity control to take an extra extractor. That would be very good for them. Here come the phase, though. I think this is probably going to be the turning point. Valk and Mendas inside observation on top of Sicknick and Locklear, who are getting a lot of range spike damage as well. Ulti was so safe. He was actually on the ground down spiking, so that's never a good sign that the Lurks could even do that. Hydro Analysis has been dropped, it's being built. Looks like gravity control may go down, depends on how quickly the Fades will choose to respond to this fight. Rantology has got a full shell of shotguns there available. Full shotgun of whatever I mean. Nice try from Joshy to rebuild that extractor, but he does get taken out by a huge team there. 2 Lurks, 1 Fade, and then you got a secondary team of 1 Fade, and I don't know where the 5th player is. He's actually over in observation. Good job from Goddess and Rantology. The phase tech is complete. I think they even built one in base. Looking at the money, it's hard to know for sure without going there and checking. Volk flies through. Doesn't receive much damage from Rantology, and they need to clear these fades out. Rantology gets an enzyme fade on top of her. She's got another one coming in. Here comes the first one for another attack. The Lurks are there as well. Rantology is really alone at this point, struggling to get anything done. She does take out a Drifter, which is nice for her. At this point, they need to set up a phase gate, start harassing, making sure they're taking out life forms. The Lurks need to be going down at this point. Somehow get weapons too. There's a lot of demand from me right now, but this is the things they need. They need the extractors replaced, they need the phase tech, and they need the weapons too. Once they've got all that, they can start working on life forms. Maybe turning this game around. Let's look at the team res and the team kills. The team kills, you can see the aliens have gotten way ahead around about that section of the box, and it's still looking even for resources total, but you can see with 11 extractors dead, that's a little bit disingenuous. The Marines are having to re-spend money on stuff that isn't benefiting them, stuff like extractors. Re-spending on extractors isn't helping them in the long run. Mendas and Valk taking a lot of damage from the shotguns coming in here. Suknik and Locklear coming into observation. Possibly, slowly and steadily, maybe looking for a phase gate opportunity. It's hard to know for sure. Rantology alone up against Ulti. If the medpacks come in, she may be able to take him. But he is retreating with a good amount of health, and then the teammates come in. They just leave her there to do whatever she wants. She's not getting anything really done here. And maybe that's the base call. They may be able to just take the base. They'll certainly force a beacon. I don't think they'll win the game here and there. Lurks are going for the mines. No response from the Marines. They were running back. There's the beacon. They take out Observation Harvester just in time. But that's a very costly beacon. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. All 3 extractors being harassed immediately. That was the call. They knew it as soon as the beacon, before the beacon was even called in. They knew, let's go for the extractors as soon as the beacon is called. So really good job from these guys. Double fade, double lurk, a single skulk. Bitey is maybe saving for that Onos. He's got 50 P-res, 3 harvesters, and a +1 in observation when they choose to replace that, which is certainly an opportunity at this point. Joshy, Rantology, and Syknik coming in with the scan into Hydro Analysis, and whenever you see a scan in this kind of push, it's usually a good indication that the phase gate is being dropped, and there it is, but there's always the opportunity for another base push. The Lurks are in position. You can see the Lurks there. The Fade's sort of meandering around, maybe looking for an opportunity. The phase gate is built. This is about the first good thing the Marines have done in a while now, so Titus are finally getting back into their position. They've got a lot of players in one position though on the map, which is never a really good sign. You never really want all the Marines doing one thing. Locklear's getting taken out, really struggling to get any good shots off there. Mendas looking for an opportunity to come into these guys in Hydro Analysis, but look at the harassment. They don't even care. This is always such a smart decision. If they get a phase gate in Hydro Analysis, let them have it. Just let them have it. Just take out everything else. Monorail is down, energy flow is down, Plaza is being enforced to be rebuilt. And they've stuck them on 2 extractors, just about, not even. They've only got 1. Looks like they'll probably rotate around. Maybe go for the Hydro Analysis push now that the guys will have to spread out. You'll notice immediately they'll have to either spread out and start recapping and leaving Hydro Analysis undefended, or they have to defend Hydro Analysis. Neither of them is a good position for the Marines right now. 4 harvesters are up. We're looking at the Onos is probably going to be up in the next couple of minutes. Good job at Plaza. They got the double fade clearing up the recapper, and there's the lurk, so maybe these guys can clear the extractor. It's a slow and steady race with the fades on top of that. Maybe need a skulk as well. Finally got the triple spur, but that's all they have. They have any additional biomass. That could be very costly for the aliens. They do need to worry about spending some of their T-res on the more effective and cheaper upgrades, so the biomass certainly at this point. Maybe a hive. Maybe a hive would be a good choice as well. Mendas and Valk, good job clearing up those guys who are pushing into gravity control, who do actually take down a Crag. But it's not going to change the game at this point. Yep, looks like they're going for a Hydro Analysis push. Syknik in the corner there. And he might have just called that they're pushing to energy flow. I'm not sure what they're going to be doing with energy flow. It's still dead. Bitey trying to take a 1v1, which wouldn't be advised. He needs to get teammates on top of that. The life forms, like the Fades and the Lurks, can help him out. He doesn't want to take that alone. Mendas takes a lot of damage. He's forced to retreat to launch control, but he knows that exit is safe. Volk as well taking shotguns. They aren't quite hitting. He's got the line of sight cover from the walls. Bitey goes down, so the Skulk is defeated. But the Lurks can deal with the Hydra and the Monorail Extractor. Plaza is being rebuilt, and again, that was 11 Extractors not very long ago. Now we're looking at another 5 have been dropped. So all the money the Marines are earning are being spent on Extractors and Beacons and Phase Gates that are somewhat helping, but not changing the game yet. Mendas in solo defense of the Hive. He doesn't have anything but a Crag. He's got a second fader position. The scan goes down. Valk from behind. Joshi and Gorgeous really struggling here. They don't have shotguns. They're getting cleared up. They don't have the upgrades to take on these fades. And every single attack attempt that these Marines make is being dealt with very well by Go'dar. Here's another one, but this time they've got to go up against a solo Onos. Nice try from Sicknick to get away, but Bitey outsmarts him. Goes straight for him. Rantology stuck in the room, not really getting anything done, and Bitey gets in position. There's the horn. Good job from him. Joshi and Gorgeous, the double shotgun. Finally some more shotguns. Very expensive, very costly if you lose them. But they do need to start investing in these shotguns. Maybe this is the point to start killing fades. Good job on the assist line, but the Hive is being built. And they've got no response for that Hive. You can see the Lurks are kind of surrounding Hydro Analysis. You've got the Fades on top of Gravity Control. Here comes the Drifter. With the Enzyme, it's going to make it very difficult for Joshi and Gorgeous to stay alive. There's the Enzyme. Straight away the Fades come in. They clear up Gorgeous almost immediately. Weapons 2 has finally started. But those 2 shotguns are gone. They will not be recycled, not at that stage. And the Phase Gate Hydro Analysis is also dealt with. So really good job from the aliens to split up their forces almost perfectly. Balancing between a defensive and aggressive play. There's Rantology, one of the last few non-respawn Marines we're seeing at this point. There's the respawn wave. And the Marines have lost all their map control. They're all up in that section, in that balloon in the north. Looking very bad for the Marines. The aliens have played this exceptionally well. They concentrated on Extractors. This is always what Go'dar does, though. They always concentrate on Extractors. And 18 by that 15-minute mark. And it would be more if the Marines even had that many to kill. So a fantastic job from Go'dar. And really, it's just their priorities. If you want to be as good as these guys, it's all about priorities. Go for the Extractors every time. You'll notice for about the last 10 minutes, they couldn't get weapons 2. They just couldn't afford it. They had nothing but Phase Gates and rebuying Extractors, and they just couldn't afford it. Here's a bit of an interesting play. We've got 4 Marines sticking together. No response from the aliens just yet. Looks like they're trying to take back Hydro Analysis, but the power node has been dealt with. Hopefully these guys have got welders. We're seeing the double lurks moving in unison here, but the mines are back down behind them. Semigi and Ulti looking to take on those mines. Good job from them hearing that and dealing with that effectively. Phase Gate has gone down. Hydro Analysis. Replacement Phase Gate, but they're struggling to afford anything, and the Phase Gate's a big investment. Especially when they're probably going to lose it. We'll see the Onos come in. Joshi takes loads of damage and no response on the Semi-G. They've got a lot of aliens on top of these Marines, and there's a big struggle for them to do any damage at this point. One of the Lurks is low, one of the Fades is low, but everyone else is full health. There's the Enzyme. Great job to take out that Phase Gate. They do struggle to hold it, and this is good game. Really good job from Go'dar to just control the Marines' money. There's the... you'll see on the left there, they've done a fantastic job of winning this game. Well done to Go'dar. An excellent first round for Go'dar there, taking a nice early lead on the alien team. Not even letting it get that late. I mean, we saw them take the win at the 16-minute mark, I think, approximately. But I really think that about the 8-minute mark, they had a huge advantage, and the Marines were just about holding on, just about. So really good job from them to secure that early victory. I had a point to make about something. It was going to be a really good point as well. It's gone. It's gone. All right. So, oh no, I made a prediction. I said it was going to be 3-1 to Titus. I thought Go'dar would take an early win, and then Titus would turn it around, and then maybe get 3 wins in a row. And I still think they can do it. They're a really good team. There's no denying that. Certainly Joshi, Locklear, Rantology, Sicknick, Versal. Those are the guys from the World Championship that made it up against Snails, almost taking it 4-3, not quite losing at that last round. But, you know, they've got to be one of the best teams right now, so they can definitely take on Go'dar. Go'dar at this point, they looked very strong in that round. It was all about the Extractors, as I said. There's no denying that. There's just absolutely no way around it. They just concentrate on the Extractors, make sure that the Marines have no money, and then they're just weak. Weapons 1 is not very good. It's alright early on when you're going up against Skulks and Lurks. Oh, jeez. Skulks and Lurks, but once the Fades come out, you haven't got enough damage. Have not got enough damage to take those guys out. Certainly not to kill them. You may have enough damage to scare them off every so often, but it's going to take slightly longer. And the longer it takes to scare those guys off, the more likely they are to get an extra swipe in and kill you. So let me know what you thought of that game, guys, because I'm interested if you guys think they're going to turn this round and make it a 3-1 as I predicted. I really think Titus can take the next round. Maybe the map favours aliens. We'll see if that happens. Maybe Titus just have warmed up at this point. They just want to take the next round and move on. I would be very surprised if they're the kind of team to get demoralised and to start worrying about a single loss. Certainly in the World Championship they weren't. There's no way you can get to that stage having worried about every single loss. It's all about taking the wins when you can. So hopefully that's the mentality they have at this point. Yeah. So I did say early on before I started, Goðar were always my favourite team. I mean, they are so good. They're so smart. They're all about cerebral plays. They try and outsmart the opposition. And it's always about the extractors with them. They have no other priority other than the extractors. As soon as the extractors are dealt with, they can then do what they want. I don't know who it is, if it's Mendasp or it's the commander Grissy. One of them is saying, no, go for the extractor. Don't take that fight, go for the extractor. And it's great to have the discipline in there as well. The discipline to say, okay, that's what we're going to do then. The commander said it, we're going to do it. So really good job from Goðar. Titus Gaming though, they've got great aim, they've got great teamwork, and they just need to take this next round to get themselves back in this fight. So we're still on Descent, a very simple map. It's quite a large version of Summit basically, and we are going into round 2 right immediately. Here comes round 2, Goðar versus Titus Gaming. This is week 2 with the NSL Season 4. We're playing on Descent at the moment, and we've got a nice alien spawn in the north and Marines in the south. They go for an early IP. That's an interesting one. That's not something we see too often. Usually an indication that they're either worried about losing a lot of fights, or maybe they're going to be hyper aggressive and want to get the respawn waves out soon. Shift Hive has been evolved nice and early. No Gorge, and a Drifter comes out to Energy Flow. We've got a 4 Skulk Crush into the bottom right, and only 1 guy in Hydro Analysis. There's the Gorge being upgraded inside Monorail, so either that's a tunnel or some early, they're going for the early expansionism. Sicknick and Joshy not taking much damage, but were spotted just outside observation. It's nice that the aliens have a plan. They have assisted and used a tunnel, which is usually not what you see. Usually the tunnel is there to circumvent the need for the infestation from the cysts. You can save yourself maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 T-res early on, which is a lot actually. Yeah, something to think about. Joshy, Rantology, and Sicknick holding these guys at bay. You got Samiji and Mendasp. You can see their view right now. Without the flashlight, they can't see anything. With the flashlight, you got 3 skulks. That's really cool, actually. They can't see anything. They're checking their corners, and there they are. That's awesome. You got some combat just outside the Energy Flow. Looks like a bit of a stalemate. Force them to retreat. Look at that positioning. You can't see anyone there. And they are so worried. Look at these guys. You got 2, 3 skulks and a Gorge. Menace spies them around the corner. Here comes Locklear with the healing spray as well. Actually, the Sprit. And they're not quite getting the kills there. Really good job from Samiji and Menas getting some early kills, but the engagement is still online. Rantology is alive, and there it is. Really good job. And Locklear gets the final kill with the Gorge Spit. Where's the med pack? Unbelievable fight there. Volk and Bitey, though, all that time, just using that opportunity that they were held in depot to just get through to Energy Flow. There's an early Harvester kill. Really good job from Goðar. Again, going for the Harvester. Here comes Locklear from behind. Now, that might be mistakes. They might just take him out almost immediately. Locklear with the belly slide in. Bitey's actually taking the damage onto Locklear. He just needs to hide at this point and let the Skulks clear it up. He's going in now with the heal spray, hopefully. Really good job from Locklear. Really good job from the Skulks. I think some stuff was going on, but I wasn't noticing it. Menas and Samiji on the respawn wave. They come straight through to Monorail. This is the only Harvester they have outside of the base, but it is protected by a bunch of infestation. 2 Skulks. Sicknick with a lot of speed takes on Samiji. Samiji full health, though. He didn't actually take any damage there. Sicknick with the Parasite onto both these guys. But he's caught out in the corner. Rantology off of the tunnel, but there's the damage. Really good job from those guys to be watching that tunnel as soon as anyone comes out. And Samiji, oh, really good job. And Locklear, the Gorge is going to get taken out at this point, unless he retreats almost immediately. There it is. This is looking good for Goðar. Look at this. When did they build Plaza? Awesome job from Goðar. Again, their only priority is extractors and harvesters, and they're building loads, and they're killing a lot of harvesters. They've dealt with Energy Flow, and here's Volk. You know what he's doing. He's coming straight through to deal with the harvester. He has been spotted by the Drifter, and no response from the Skulks just yet. There's the response from Rantology. Drifter has been moved away to defend, and there's the response from Sicknick as well. Volk has been spotted, but I don't think he knows it. He surely knows it now. He's going to get round-tabled at this point. He's got 2 guys coming on top of him, or at least 1 girl, 1 guy. And great job from Fab to take on that Skulk with the crazy headshot there. And Rantology doesn't take the fight. waiting for another respawn wave. Joshi gets taken out. There's the med packs, and Rantology is a little bit late to these fights, allowing Valk to take the 1v1 really quickly. And he's going for the axe on the cyst. That's madness. Now he's got a 2v1. He doesn't quite get the damage in. I'm not sure what the cyst attack was all about. I mean, he was holding two guys at bay there, and he could have just kept that going. I think that was in his advantage. Look at these stalemates. This is crazy. Locklear will retreat around the corner, and Ulti heads up the stairs. Got the lurks coming in though. Ulti trying to keep his extractor alive. Signic doing a great job, and the Titus guys have really good lurks. The Marines are way ahead at this point. They've got loads of extractors, but the lurks are on the field. Oh, unbelievable job! Really well done from Bitey and Mendap. Semi-G as well was in position. That's an early lurk kill, and I really don't think they'll be able to recover from this. Go'ar are doing exceptionally well this game, as well as the previous one. There's the Crag going down as well. They got so much damage into Monorail, and no response from the aliens. What are they going to do? Are they going to defend? Are they going to attack? They have attacked Hydroanalysis, but it's not going to be enough to defend Monorail. Can they force a beacon? There is no beacon. Maybe they can deal with the mines and take out an arms lab. They've got a lot of options, and I want to see what they're going to go for. Hydroanalysis is clear of both teams. Extractor blueprint is dropped. Josh is trying to take on gravity control. Finally, we're seeing the RT harass we do need to be seeing, but there's a fantastic shotgun blast from Ulti, which is a pretty long range shotgun blast. Titus Gaming taking the Plaza Harvester, which is essential. Golden taking a lot of damage off of this extractor. You can see Ulti trying to get the round shot on the shotgun. Nice job from Golden. A lot of med packs trying to keep him alive. But Ulti was taken out by Golden. Really good job from him. That's something they really need to be doing a lot more of, is getting these kills in these unlikely scenarios and giving the opportunity. You can see the opportunity has just opened up. 4 Skulks have all moved into position here. Joshi with the side attack onto Sami-G. Sami-G probably will get the kill onto Golden. He doesn't quite manage it actually, and Sami-G almost taken out from behind. Oh, Ulti saves him. Great job from Ulti. Rantology and Locklear moving into position in energy flow, but overall, if you take the general pace of the game, general overview, it's the aliens playing defensively, the Marines playing aggressively. Now, you should really be aware at this point, that's a massive advantage to the Marines. Aggressive play is always the way forward. If you can be aggressive, you're sorted. That's all you need to be doing. Rantology versus Valk. He's getting flanked by Joshi. Joshi actually retreats when he realizes Valk was watching the stairs. Rantology from behind, nice cleanup. And you've got 4 aliens in this position actually. Maybe able to get to the base. There's just a lot of mines though, and there's an observatory, so we're going to be seeing phase tech very soon. Up into Plaza probably. The power node is already built, you can see there, and they'll probably get a phase gate in this section. Ulti and Sami-G dealing with assists to clear the harvester out, and you'll probably be forcing the aliens to come defend here. So you'll see these guys probably come back, unless the Skulk and the Lurk can deal with this. Great job from these guys. They've actually got into position, taken up one of those Marines very early. Locklear and Signic on that Lurk doing a great job. That's exactly what they needed to do, and I'm staggered they managed to pull it off at this point when they were struggling earlier on. A 2v2 in the alien favour, allowing them to just essentially take out a bunch of extractors. That's hydroanalysis, gravity and launch control they got, because they didn't have to bring back extra aliens to defend. That's the exact point I'm making about when you're defending, you're weak. When you're attacking, you're strong. Keep attacking, you're strong. Gordon and Rantology, you can see again, they're in launch control, looking to maybe take a position into gravity control. All the Marines are down here. You've got 4 of them there, and a recapper in the bottom right. Rantology and Golden maybe looking to actually take the Harvester in launch control, depending on this next bit of combat. Golden tries to sneak round. He does get spotted. Bitey, though, on the reload with Rantology in position, maybe to sneak round on him. Scan goes down just out of position of Rantology, and surprising Bitey, that scan was just out of position to catch her. And now Golden and Rantology, low health, have forced Ulti back. The Parasite's in position. And the Lurks are being routed. There's only one Lurk, of course, because they did lose one early on, but being routed back. The scans, they are very expensive, but they can afford them. They've got 5 extractors. You can see this section of the map, or maybe that one. Is all the Marine favour. The weapons 2 is completed at the 7-minute mark, way ahead of what we had last round, but good job from Joshi and Golden, taking on the extractor with the enzyme, as 50% of its HP has been dealt with. Bitey there with the 1v1 at this point, having just dealt with the other extractor harasser. Gold is just playing it slow though. We'll just let them duel that one out. Mendas and Locklear, it's a 1v1. It's only going to take 3 bites to clear Mendas. He does have a Parasite. Locklear maybe takes it a little bit early. Good med packs as well. Make it a very difficult fight for him. Golden's trying to nab a little Parasite, waiting for backup. He's trying to route round. Giving an opening for Rantology. He does go in a little bit early, gets caught out. Rantology maybe with the triple bite can take out Bite. He's right in position. Really good job from her. And there's Signic from the backup, but Rantology does get taken out from behind. That's ulti. With a long range rifle shot with the weapons too. Signic needs to be careful because he can even be taken out at this point by just one Marine. Here comes Joshi from behind. They're spinning a lot of guys on top of gravity control. Both teams really worrying about this. And whilst all this is going on, you can see this guy up in the top right in energy flow. Joshi with the 1v1 up against ulti. If he can take this, that's an extracted down. It's going to make a massive difference to them right now. He does get taken out by ulti. There's the pistol shot. Really good job from him, hunting him. Menace and Bitey, they got an extract. Oh, nice! That's a really good phase gate. It's a little bit more surprising, and it allows you to get into both sides. You can see they've got entrance into club and entrance into energy flow from this one phase gate, and they can hold Hydro Analysis very easily with that. It's quite an aggressive one, but really nice positioning. Valkyrie Sammy G, just holding the little club position they got there. And ulti again, solo defense with gravity control. He's going to come around. He's parasited. Golden should see this coming. And he does, and he doesn't actually want to take the fight, he just wants to retreat, and he takes all the damage for it. But he does have an opening to get to Hydro Analysis. We're seeing shotguns up against a Gorge and a Lurk. Here come the fades, but the armor 2 is started and the weapons 2 is complete, so it's going to be very difficult for them. Nice fight, initially taking out one of those Marines very early on, allowing the rest of them to clean up the second Marine, and now an opening to take on the phase gate. Really good job if they can take out Mendas nice and early and deal with Bitey as well. They might be able to take on the phase gate. They're not doing it quick enough, and actually Mendas is able to retreat out. Here comes Valk with the respawn wave. And really nice from the Marines here. Oh, did he really? That's very strange. I even saw him go through. Yeah, you can see the pings are in a slight disadvantage for the Marines at this point. Good job from Josh. He almost gets taken out, but I think he was pretty secure in that kill. Locklear with the Gorge in an aggressive position with the Fade and the Lurk in backup. Samiji, Bitey, and Valk. Nice one, taking out one of the Gorges, but actually getting one of the shotguns dealt with already. So it's only two of these guys at this point, but it's all aggressive play. You can see even if they win this fight, it's all aggressive right now, and that's putting a really it's putting a burden on the aliens. They're having to defend a lot. Here comes the defense. 2 Fades, 1 Lurk. Long range Spike's doing a really good job of chipping off some of that armor. The Fades are doing a fantastic job of doing tremendous amounts of damage. Mendas is still alive in the back. They're slightly separated by this column. You can see it goes right through there. They can't see each other. I think that's a Skulk. Hopefully. Yep, that's a Skulk, not a Fade. They would have been in a very bad position if they just lost the Fade. 3 Spurs all at the back. Not looking good for the aliens. They do actually have the second hive building, which is now scanned. They've got a Harvester up at launch control. Plaza's about to go down. Energy flow is definitely about to go down as well, unless they can resist it. At this point, the aliens need to work on an actual plan and start going for something. Marines are out of position. They're going for the phase gate. Good job from Joshi, nabbing all those mines. Rantology and Joshi are the phase. They're going for the Marine kills, the anti-infantry stuff that they need to be doing. Locklear's going for the kills as well, when he could just be going for the phase gate. Really, he should just be going for the phase gate, but that's fine. There's no rush. They're all out of position. Good job. The scan went down. They called it. Let's just go for the hive. They're going to lose the phase gate. Not a problem. Power node's almost killed, but they can't get the phase gate up. Aliens are very spread out. You can see our 1v1. Sammy G almost takes down Rantology in a 1v1. That would have been really bad news. Just through the escape. In fact, it might have been a 2v1 with Joshi coming through the same position with low health as well. So that would have been a crazy nice double kill that I would have definitely missed from Sammy G. Locklear takes out Hydro Analysis. That's nice to see. And they've actually crippled a couple of sides of the map. So you can see, in fact, they've dealt with all of the map. I was about to look at which sides of the map Gold are still held, but they don't. They don't hold any side of the map. They've got Plaza, which is mostly a corner. Phase gate's in position. If they can get a nice clean up onto these Marines, that's going to be very difficult for Joshi, though. He is alone. Mythology retreats early. Drifter goes down. The hive was dealt with, and you can see, even though they got 3 guys here, they got another one in the far right about to deal with energy flow. And they need to worry about that just as much as the Plaza push. In fact, even more so, because there's a Harvester here they need to defend. Good job from Golden, just chasing down these extractors. He will get caught by Mendas. Fantastic single shot takes him out. So at this point you can see there's a lot of random cysts, not a lot of extractors on the field. A lot of team resources have already been gathered. The total number of team resources is the area under that graph, which is this amount here, which is almost double of what the aliens have. How many resource towers have they lost? 10, which is a pretty good amount. Like there's no denying Titus have done an all right job of holding on with the extractor kills and the phase gate play on fluid transfer, dealing with that nicely. The hive was a smart play at launch control, but they didn't quite have enough to hold it. We should be seeing the Onos Nope, they went a Gorge, so we won't be seeing an Onus. Mendas 1v1 up against Golden. Golden trying to take the 1v1s, but Mendas is a very good shot, and he's got all the upgrades he needs to secure himself easy Skulk kills. Samaji, Volk, and Bitey, these are the Marines right now. The 2 shotguns and the rifles trying to take on the Hive at this point. They've got a lot of med packs. You can see the commanders even dropping some of the cyst explosions to try and blind those guys. There's the weld immediately. As soon as they've done reloading, they're falling back. They're welding each other up. Not a problem. And again, aliens are playing very defensively, but whilst they're playing defensively, they are assisting out and getting some aggressive, expansive harvesters. And if they drop hydroanalysis, it probably will go down, but monorail is certainly one they might be able to hold. Biomass is being upgraded. They got that 3rd biomass in position. This may be an opportunity to get the Gorge upgrade, but the Gorge upgrade probably won't be the game changer. The Toe Skulks and a Lurk in position. Fantastic, taking out Mendas really early, and Ulti is very low at this point. He's actually caught out of position alone there with the Lurk on top of him. He does manage to take on Locklear just before he dies, but that's not enough to save his life. Rentology and Joshi in solo defense. These two guys working, these two people working together. Signet comes around from the side, and there's the bone wall, and they're caught inside of this bone wall. Completely impossible to evade when they're inside that. Unable to move at all, and they're doing a great job of cleaning these guys up, and there's the momentum they need to actually push onto the phase gate, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They need to get a Drifter involved as well for the enzyme. Take out Grissi as soon as possible. That's the commander, and he's just a diversion at this point. And I hope it doesn't cost them using the commander in that. It looks like it should be fine. There's the Drifter, unnecessary at this point. They don't bring anyone through that phase gate. They knew it was a grind. It would have been a bad call to come through them. Good job from Golden and Locklear. They're taking out the Extractor. They've still got a ways to go, though. If they want to deal with a lot of the Extractors, they've still got to go all around the left side of the map. Sicknick, that's a Lurk. And 2 of the Fades on top of Menas, Ulti, and Bitey. With the shotguns, 2 shotguns and a rifle. We're seeing this combination a lot, but they're losing this fight somehow. How are they losing these fights? Go'ar really need to work out what's going wrong here. They're losing fights they shouldn't be. They've got weapons 2, armor 2, and shotguns. 2 shotguns in that fight, and there's no way they should be losing that fights, certainly that staggeringly and one-sidedly. They need to be working out how to clear some of these life forms and send them scared and retreating, and they're not doing it. And it's going to cost them. I mean, you can see that already. The team kills, look at that. I can't quite work out how they've managed that. It can't just be the biomass. But the aliens have done something, and they've just worked out how they want to win this. And this is exactly what I did say. Titus, there's no way they're going to just concede this. They are stepping it up. They're doing a great job now. And it's a hard one to say exactly what they're doing right at this point. But maybe it's the increased aggression. You can see right now they want to attack monorail. In fact, they don't even go for it. They just want to go for observation instead. As long as they're attacking something, they're getting work done. In fact, they're going for the base, so it's just increasing in a... There it is, Rentology and Joshi on top of the phase gate. A little bit of lag from the mines, maybe. They lose the Skulk, and that's the damage, and they caught Signic in reinforcement, but that's going to get taken up by Mendas. Takes out the Drifter, and it's called straight away. The phase gate's low. They do need to retreat. No beacon was forced, which is obviously what they were trying to achieve. The Skulk got taken out by the mine, but it's not there next time, so when they go for the next base push, the mine won't be there unless they invest more P-Res. Joshi from behind, and Bite is very low already. Good job from Joshi to take on Bite's HP from behind, to take him low. But he is forced to retreat due to the fact that they come through with 4 Marines. Now they've got to worry about the other side of the map. Aliens pushing through, rotating around to gravity control. Launch control will go down, it's alright, don't worry about it. Just take out the Extractor of gravity. You need to get a Skulk on top of gravity. Okay, no, I was wrong, of course. It's got plenty of health, it's still building as well. So they just need to replace the Cyst. They do lose the Drifter, I believe. And we're seeing some nice squads at this point from the aliens. It's a Fade and a Skulk up in energy flow. And again, the retreat is so reactive. They're not staying with the same predictable plays. As soon as I'm trying to find a pattern, they're changing it immediately. There it is as well. Drantology is now alone, and bringing in the Lurk with the Skulk as well as the Fade. Menas gets parasited, and now he's caught out with Sicknick on the side. Drantology separates these two guys. Really good job from her, and Golden is on top of Menas. These guys are very low. They can finish these guys off. They can actually completely dominate these guys. Really nice job. And there's an opening onto gravity control. That's an Extractor they can take on, but they have just lost energy flow, but they're on 4 harvesters, and we can see the team resources. It's gone back up, and that's looking really good for the aliens right now. This is exactly what we want to see from Titus. It's turning this around, getting the money back up, and start working on that second hive, because that's got to be the next play. We're seeing a lot of harvesters. All of this stuff is alien side, and energy flow is the point of contest. Rentology, Joshi, and Sicknick. That's 2 Fades and the Lurk. Ulti and Mendas in defense of this phase gate. Not doing much damage, actually. Rentology really the 20% HP. Sicknick gets a nice little kill. Tripled by fantastic from Sicknick. Getting a double kill with some supreme aim there. That was exceptionally well done. Golden is on top of gravity control. This is exactly what we need to see. And there's the shade. And this is looking like a hydroanalysis hive. Very sneaky. Don't want to say it too loud. Hydroanalysis hive. Rantology, solo defense on energy flow. Looking like they're trying to take the extractor, which they probably will succeed in, because there's actually 3 marines in this position, which means there's only 2 marines on the rest of the map. 1 recapping in gravity control, and 1 in monorail defending the phase gate. The Fade is coming in to try and deal with the recapper at gravity control so that they don't get an extra extractor up. Joshi coming around. There's only a rifle, 2 swipes, and he's very low. Second, it's actually a bite comes in as well. So really good job from the aliens controlling these guys in there. It's looking like a harvester as well. Really, really well done from the aliens. They lose the lurk, but I think they can afford that, especially with the fact that Sicknick actually has 41 P-res. Rantology is very low. She may go down at this point. She's actually caught on the hive, and you can actually see that. Joshi comes in from behind. Really nice double swipe. Rantology comes in with not full health, but pretty healthy at this point. Joshi comes in with full health, and the shotguns are sending these guys flying. The Fades have to be careful, but they are retreating these guys. Look at the med packs being dropped. There's the bone wall, completely trapping Bitey. He has to jump out, taking a huge amount of time. The line of sight is also broken as well. Rantology's in a bad position, but doing good amount of damage. There's a... Really, actually, Rantology gets taken out there, just as I said. She was in a bad position. She took a lot of damage, but she does get a kill. And shotgun's on the ground, but losing a Fade, it's an acceptable loss at this point, because the P-res is there. They can afford a replacement. We'll see who they invest in what at this point. They have got a good amount of P-res to work with. Looks like gravity control was dealt with. Didn't actually pay for itself, but it forced these guys to be a little bit slower. Hydroanalysis has been finally claimed. There's no one there to hear it. And there's the shade. The Drifter, when it builds, is not shaded. And if they don't use the Drifter, then it's going to be very, very slow. Where's the Gorge? There's Rantology with the Gorge. Everything's looking good for the aliens. They got money, they got a plan, they got skill, they got life forms, they got P-res. I think I've repeated myself there surely, but they've got everything at this point. Really good job from Locklear and Joshi. The Fade's in defense here. Joshi's actually taken a huge amount of damage already, and the weld comes straight in. They're going to find it very difficult to scare these guys off, so they need to find somewhere else to attack as well. Monorail and Observation are the targets. Even Energy Flow is one as well. Signet comes in, and they need to work on staying alive before the Umbra's in position. They've somehow taken out 2 of those shotgunners. And I don't know what's going on with Go'ar, but they're losing combat that maybe they shouldn't be doing. Really nice shotgun blast onto Sicknick, but Bitey's going to get taken out when the 2 Fades come and surround him. And there it is. You've got the 2 Fades taking him on, clearing up 3 more shotguns, maybe just 2. Not 100% sure, but that's a lot of shotguns. Phase gate in launch control. Hydroanalysis is almost complete. That's going to stick them on 4 biomass. They still have no upgrades for the life forms, but once they got the lurk upgrade, they're going to be having Umbra. So I'm predicting the lurk upgrade. It could be any of them apart from Fade, of course. But I think the lurk upgrade would serve them very well. They have plenty of lurks. During this game, they have plenty of money for more lurks. I really think the lurk would be a good decision. Sicknick has proved himself a very good lurk, even at the late stages of the game. And the Umbra would be exceptionally good in combination with a Gorge Onos duo team. That would be a very nice decision from them. We're seeing actually a position for maybe a triple phase gate, a nice triangle from the left, right, bottom sections with the tech points. Locklear clears up the recapper, loses a lot of health, but I think he just doesn't really mind. He knew he was pretty much safe. Nice combat into monorail just as they're getting the phase gate up. It is complete. The upgrade lurk is started just as I predicted. That's a really smart decision. It's probably the best one they can get. Sick needs to stay alive, of course, but he's going to find it pretty easy. He's got plenty of escape routes. The middle of the map is theirs. Golden sneaking around. It's going to be on top of Bitey. Bitey spots in. The Parasite comes in. I think it has missed, of course, because there's no yellow name. Yellow name is there. If they are Parasited, oh no, he is yellow named. And the Marines are playing very defensively, very slow. They have got weapons 3. I'm not sure when that was started, but it is in place at this point. That's going to make it very difficult for the lurks to stay alive until the Umbra comes up. And I'm calling it now. They've got 20-30 seconds to just stay alive. Once the Umbra is in play, you can be way more aggressive. You can do whatever the hell you want. But before that point, don't lose your fades. And of course they can't hear me, so they're not going to listen. But we'll see how it goes. Rantology gets caught out. There's no Bile Bomb. The Skulk upgrade has been completed as well. Nice job from Rantology to just stay alive. Slowing those guys down, and that means monorails are vulnerable. They're good job from the double fades lurk as well. Clearing that up, it's slow and steady with the fade. It's not much damage, but the enzyme helps, and it's undefended, so that helps as well. Energy flow under attack, but Go'ar have got a lot of extractors. They've got the weapons 3. They haven't got much P-res, so if they lose these shotguns, they're going to be in a really bad position. Vulcan solid defense of these shotguns. He's getting taken out very slowly. Med packs come in, and that's bad news. That's more shotguns being lost. More shotguns up in Plaza. Shade Hive being completed before the Crag Hive, providing them with Aura. Now that's certainly acceptable, but it's definitely different. Signet gets a nice shotgun blast from behind, Really good job from Ulti hiding that corner. Now he can re-lurk, not a problem, even with one upgrade. And he will be doing that certainly to support the Umbra that they now have available. Shade Hive has been completed and they can start working on the Veil. The reason they get the Veils is because of their Aura. Aura is very valuable for Fades. It means that they can never be surprised. They can always choose the smart fights and they can single out the low Marines rather than the high health ones and pick them off sooner. So there's a lot of value to Aura that Carapace can provide in other ways, but it's completely different. It's hard to compare as well. So we're seeing another double shotgun rifle push. Trying to take on Fabrication. They've got a lot of stuff in this base that they could kill that's very valuable. There's a Drifter that they're killing. They should have realized probably that the Drifter was going through to try and deal with the fact that there was aliens coming in from behind. And these Marines are caught out of position. If they get cleared up, which they probably will because they've finally got the Onos in position, these are even more shotguns going to have to deal with. There's the Umbra, making it very difficult to kill anything. All these guys with so much health, even with the shotgun weapon 3 in their faces. This is looking very bad for the Marines. They've got a lot of money, but they're running out of P-Res. They've got a lot of life forms coming up against them. And the phase gates are in good positions, but the aliens have momentum, and they're looking very strong. There's the phase gate, actually. It's in a strange position on this corner, and that's really unadvisable to put a phase gate up against a wall. It makes it a lot easier to grind, especially with an Onos. And the Golden, the Onos, has taken out the Plaza power node. So there's the second Veil. Looks like they're buying these Veils inside this room here. You can see they've got 2 of them. Haven't quite got a third one just yet. That probably will be coming soon. Really good job getting the Onos right in the middle of the fight with the Umbra all over these players. You can see Signic is dropping Umbra on everyone, and no aliens have died recently. A drift has gone down, but no alien players have been defeated any time recently with the Umbra involved in this fight. They've got 4 biomass, Umbra, and the Onos. That's a lot of HP to try and deal with, even with weapons 3. The Cat Packs are finally being upgraded, which should turn this game around a little bit for the Marines. The Cat Pack should make it a lot easier to deal with the Onos. Maybe makes it easier to hold the Onos at bay. Maybe even get a kill on him. A little bit of movement, a little bit of rotation around the bottom section of the map with these fades. Hunting for some recappers. Maybe even calling for the fact they need a skulk on top of these extractors. There's the skulk, that's Rantology. Pushing for monorail, pushing for observation. Infestation is there to rip some of the armor away as well. Joshi and Locklear working together to clear up a recapper. Launch control phase gates undefended, but these guys can't kill it because they don't have enough damage. You can see there it's going down very slowly. It's about 2% per hit, and they don't even attack that fast, so that's taking a very long time. They've got Valk trying to come through. It is sold and replaced receiving. So I did mention this before the game. The purpose of receiving is to be a little bit more surprising. There's the arcs as well. I didn't specifically mention it, but this is a great place for arcs. You can see there, you can get arcs up in this position. You can get an armory literally right here, making sure it's very difficult for the Onos to come into your phase gate. They haven't powered the room yet. And that's just about to finish. Here's Joshi taking on 3 Marines. He goes straight through. He doesn't want to take them on. So what's really important is that the arcs can sit here, and they even make this is their play. This is their absolute decision. They're holding nothing back right now. They're going for arcs in this position, and a really nice sneak attack from the Onos, the Fades, and the Lurk as well with the Umbra. And you can see just how much an impact it's having. Every fight, they're not they haven't lost any aliens recently. Maybe Rantology with some of that biting. Really good job from Titus, and that is phenomenally well done to hold them off. Look at the exceptional advantage they had. Really well done from Titus Gaming. Yeah, that was a fantastic job from Titus Gaming. I did say it, they weren't going to get caught out. They weren't going to let those guys outsmart them for too long. They stepped it up. I'm not quite sure exactly what they did, but there was that point of the map where they started getting a lot of kills. They opened themselves up to getting a hive in the central area, and once they had the Umbra upgrade up was the actual defining moment. The Umbra upgrade came out, and as soon as they had that in combat, the Marines had nothing. They were getting no kills, absolutely none. And that's a really great testament to what I'm always going on about Umbra. It's very effective. Overall, though, the Marines had an early advantage from that aggression, but I don't know how the aliens held on. Maybe the Marines didn't capitalize well enough. There were certainly some fights they were losing that they really shouldn't have done. Certainly with some 2-shotgun rifle plays with weapons 2, you should be able to stave off 2 fades. Maybe not kill them, but you can certainly scare them off. Maybe we'll review the replay and work out exactly what the weakness was there. So we are going to be changing server, not a problem. Just going to check to see if we've got that server set up yet. So it's not quite ready yet. There it is. Yeah, I hope you guys thought that was a good game. I'm just reading some of the chat, the latest stages, of course. Looks like people are just chatting. Nothing standing out there, guys. None of the chat standing out. That's not good. We are moving server to a London server, so probably about 10 minutes away from me in real terms, and of course in internet terms about 30 milliseconds. So my casting should be tip-top. The teams, of course, Goðar are going to have a little bit more of an advantage, and I really think Titus will still take the next 2 rounds. That was my early prediction, and I'm sticking to it, and I'm still on track with that. In fact, I nailed it. I said Goðar would take an early round, and then Titus would turn it round. It's exactly what we're seeing. Goðar had some really nice stuff early on, but it looks like Titus worked out how they play, remembered that, because of course everyone knows Goðar are all about extractors and harvesters, and they're all about the money, and they started just playing well, just winning in combat, which is another pretty much apex of the game. That's how the game runs. You've got to get money, and then you've got to use the money to win combat. And even if you have money and upgrades, you still lose combat, then that's a big problem. So I'm looking forward to this one. This is going to be on Vale, and Vale is a very, very nice map. It's quite a hard one to decipher at first when you're new to the game. Can't wait to show you the map, because we're still looking at the pre-caching screen at this point, so we are finally pre-caching. There's some observations I want to make about this map, and we haven't seen this map yet. Certainly from myself, and a lot of the games haven't been played yet in week 2. In fact, I think this weekend is probably the majority of them. Week 2 is the Vale games and the Descent games. Yeah, so I just want to get the pre-caching done and discuss the map a little bit. So it's a good job from Titus. They probably will take the next couple of rounds, but there's no way of counting Goðar out at all, especially on Vale. If they can get a nice little phase gate and system waypointing or something like that, there's no way I'm calling it completely. But I've made my prediction. So the elements of this map I want to discuss: system waypointing, as I've already mentioned, a supremely excellent room for phase gates. Especially, I mean, it doesn't really matter exactly what hive they have, but if it's cargo or subsector, then a phase gate and system waypointing is so valuable. So valuable. Other than that, of course, nanogrid is absolutely everything for the aliens early on. You always syst in to there, and cargo maybe as well if you're feeling frisky. And then it's hard to know for sure, but very commonly we see the gorge tunnel go up in nanogrid, and then some assistance from a crag, and maybe even a couple of whips. Now that may change due to the fact that the whips and the crags are more expensive. It's hard to know for sure. Certainly the gorge tunnel has got to be a main point for both teams. The gorge tunnel usually defines how well nanogrid is being held. If you can get a few guys through the tunnel, you'll probably be alright. Secure yourself some early lurks, especially with the 3 harvests coming up nice and early. You'll get the lurks up pretty early. So there is something I do want to mention. It's quite hard to describe, but the way you look at this map it's not quite that actually nanogrid is in the middle. So it looks like it's in the middle right now, but if you actually look at the distances, not the distance from control to nanogrid, but the actual walking distance to get to nanogrid, you'll notice that nanogrid is essentially the furthest room from every other room in the game. It is the most abstract, out of the way room there is. The reason I bring this up is because I despise phase gates in nanogrid. I really think they're some of the weakest phase gates in this game, for the reason that they are so separated from every other room. System waypointing, dome, neck, these are all far better. They're slightly easier to hold in some respects, maybe slightly harder for some others than nanogrid, but the positioning is so important. Maybe if you want to actually think about what I'm trying to describe, so if you sort of make the map from 2D to 3D, pull nanogrid back out and pull the rest out, maybe you can see that nanogrid actually really is quite separate there. It's really far out, and some lines maybe you can see from subsector you've got a pretty good distance. From control, it's a really long distance from both directions. From cargo, it's moderate, and from pipeline, it's just all of these lines are essentially the longest lines you can draw to the crux of the map here, the tech points. But you compare that to system waypointing, not far, and it allows you to cut off this section of the map to hold overlook and skylights. The dome as well, not far, not all of them, all these critical rooms that are nowhere near as far compared to nanogrid. So I'm calling it now phase gate and nanogrid. I'm not a fan. Maybe they'll win anyway, sometimes it happens, but it's certainly never the best play in my opinion. Other than that, Not really much. I mean, you obviously want to go spurs because the map is quite long, especially if you spawn in pipeline and you want to get to skylights. That's a long distance, and you need celerity for that, especially if you get killed later on in these stages here. If you get killed in this corridor when you've just come from pipeline as a skulk, oh, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. Okay, so we are seeing a 1-all at the moment. Goðar taking a really nice early round up against Titus on their alien play on Descent. And we have Titus taking that second round as well, the aliens on Descent as well. So maybe it's an alien favoured map, maybe it's the guys warming up and overtaking the Goðar guys. We'll see how it plays out. Looks like both teams are essentially ready at this point. Yeah, so I'm predicting probably an early gorge with a tunnel connecting up whatever the hive is. Probably, I mean, just, you know, you can't really predict it, but something like pipeline tunnel to nanogrid is pretty standard. Maybe a couple of hydras, whatever. Maybe a crag, and then maybe a 2-2 split each way. Maybe 3-1. So you have one guy just holding off one side of the map with parasites, just slowing them down, making sure they can't rush through, and the other three, as a group, crush one side, kill an extractor early on. Nice early advantage and holding nanogrid with that push. We'll see how it goes. I'll be interested to see how these guys play the game. As the game extends on, phase tech is really valuable on this map. System waypointing, as I mentioned, is a really good room for phase gates. So, in general, I'm not a massive fan of phase gates early on. We'll see how that plays out. Here we go, going into round 3. Finally, we're seeing some Veil gameplay. We got Goðar spawning in cargo, and we got Titus gaming up in the north, of course, as their fixed spawn, and that's an early arms lab for them. So looking for an early armor 1 or weapons 1. Bite you with the gorge, probably setting up a tunnel into nanogrid. Why are we seeing them assist 1 by 1? I do not know, but there it is, 1 by 1. Menace and Vux were 2-2 split, probably going for some early parasites. And a 2-2 split from these guys as well. Ulti taking long range and Sammy G on the corner. So looking like they're working together. They can nab him with a parasite and Sammy G can go in when he's on the reload. That would be a nice early kill. He is separated there. And maybe a side attack and you can get each side there. Lockley is parasited, so he can't see these guys, but they can see him. The secondary Marine who's backing him up is in position. Sammy G and Ulti getting hunted a little bit. Sammy coming around. This is the call there. Really nice. Taking him on with the double bite. It was almost at the exact same moment. Phenomenally well done. Sammy is on the corner. And Rantology surely has spotted him. Sammy does set the parasite. But it does get taken out. On the far side of the map, which we just missed a whole lot of, Gorgeous and Sicknick taking the parasites, have built up the extractor. And wow, that's really good from Golden. That's an early drifter kill. Gonna desist and take out this harvester. Menace and Valk, I mean, they're forced to defend this, which is bad news for them in general. And the Harvester is going to take a huge amount of damage and might get taken out as well, depending on how long it takes Valk and Menace to clear Golden here. There's the Harvesters being built by Bitey, as the Gorge. Drifter has been taken out, of course, as we just saw. Ah, fantastic from Golden. He still might not take it out, because it still has plenty of growth, which provides it with a little bit of extra HP. Oh, adding insult to injury. He's tagging it and he's really going for that Harvester. And they're not taking the bait. And he's taken it. He's taken the Harvester. Really nice early pickup from the Marines. Oh, and he takes the kill as well. Yeah, Goðar are looking a little bit weaker at this point. Nice tail. Oh, that was a nice pickup from Sicknick. Armor 1, weapons 1. Everything's going well from Titus. They still haven't got any aggression into nanogrid, but they've taken out an early Harvester into pipeline and maybe even building it themselves. 2 Skulks and a Gorge onto Gorgeous. Gorgeous is going to find it very difficult to take those guys on. He does get a kill, but he's not quite in range to get the heal spray onto Volk there. Just get taken out, but he actually gets a kill onto Gorgeous with the heal spray, leaving nanogrid vulnerable. Wow, the Crag's going down. It's almost killed. Look, they're trying to finish it. Oh, 5%. 5%. Jeez. That's the difference between weapons 1 and weapons 0, is 5%. Golden looking to build up pipeline now. He's dealing with the cyst line. Aliens are a little bit frazzled. I don't know what they're calling to do right now, but it doesn't look particularly effective. Look at all these Marines. You can see how spread out they are. Completely different positions. All of them taking these 1v1 fights and winning. Volk taking a 1v1 here, getting caught out by Locklear. He drops down a little bit by accident, and he's so low. He's going to have to sneak around for a very long time there. Good job from Golden, taking another 1v1. And when you're going up against 1v1 Marines, if you're losing every single fight, that's not a good sign, and that's not going to endeavour well. It's going to essentially, well, it's going to work out badly. We're going to see a lot of range fight from Ulti, Sammy G, and Bitey with the spikes and the spray and the spit, and they take him off with some bites. You've got Gorgeous moving into position to maybe cut off the Gorge. If the Gorge comes in more defensively around here and the Lurks move on this way, maybe he can catch that Gorge out, but he's not actually doing it. Cyclic and Gorgeous, maybe they're going for a base play, maybe going for some of those spurs. Yeah, no, actually, Bitey's actually in position to be dealt with by Gorgeous. Really good job. And they hear it, and he's going in. They hear the heal spray, they go straight in. Bitey is terrified right now. Look at him panicking, look at him jumping around. He's going to get taken out. He's using the Harvester as cover, but there's no denying that. And the Lurks were called in. Actually, Cycnic slowed one of those Lurks down, giving Gorgeous an opportunity to maybe take one of those Skulks out, the Lurks out. No, he's not going to be able to do it, but he's going to get taken out. A lot of medpacks slowing that kill down. Wow. Giving an opportunity for them to build up this left-hand side of the map and take system waypointing. Shotgun is on its way. Weapons 1, armor 1. Titus have everything they need right now. 6 extractors. They've got a good amount of harass onto pipeline. Oh, and they're taking on nanogrid. Really good job from Titus. They are doing exceptionally well in combat. In fact, if you look at the team kills, 10 versus 6. With such low amount of kills total, maybe it's hard to say how well one team's doing over the other. But you can see there's a somewhat of a superficial advantage there. Cyclic taking on 1v1. Fantastic! Such speed that he dealt with. Ulti and Semi G, they got a single spur each. Trying to get back into nanogrid, but once they're in nanogrid, it's exceptionally difficult to clear them back out. Tunnel is gone. Infestation is gone. Harvesters are dealt with. This is looking like a very early good game. They've taken C12, but that's going down as well. Pipeline has been built, but it's low maturity. Menace with a 1v1. This is an important 1v1. He's holding 2 Harvesters alone here. And he gets some high speed, but high volume. Cycnic turns around, takes him out. Volk with the 1v1 at this point, with the reloading Cycnic. Comes up with a pistol, doesn't quite finish him off. Titus Gaming are going to be sat on so many extractors very soon. They're going to be a 6 with a recap at Skylight to set them on 7. Overlook could be their 7th, and they might lose that. So I'm a little bit worried for Titus now. They have a lot of money, they've got Phase Tech coming along, but they're holding nanogrid. I don't want to see the Phase getting nanogrid. I did make this clear before the game began. I'm not a fan of the Phase getting nanogrid. It's slow to get anywhere. Phase Tech is completed, and there it is. Okay, we'll see how it goes. They got a lot of money, so there's no arguing that they've still got an advantage anyway. I just really am not a fan. Volk doing a good job taking on Skylights. I mean, it was already dealt with, so he's going for the power node. And a drifter. The aliens, though, there's nothing to follow right now because the aliens are just frazzled. They have no idea what they're doing. Semi-G and Ulti, they're just flying about looking for a fight that they're not going to get killed in. And they're terrified, and they're on the verge of calling it. I mean, they really need to just come up with a plan and execute it and see how it goes. All this meandering around, it's not going to turn out well. Especially with the phase gates at this point. I mean, the base was vulnerable. Not anymore, though. The phase gate's up. The mines are complete. There's no mines. Why are there no mines? And that's interesting. They got the armory and the arms that are right next to each other. Weapons 2 has started. 5 extractors. Golden taking 1v1. Really nice. Gets the kill there. Does take a bite, but you can't argue with that. He gets a nice kill there. Now Golden and Locklear are a 2-man team. They're going to clear up so many Harvesters. Going to put Go'dar down to 1. You can see a bit of a movement around nanogrid. Cycnic holding it alone with his shotgun play. Ulti and Sammy G there trying to ranged attack him. Sammy G coming back round. He needs to be careful though. He's not full HP. Menace with a lot of speed coming into Cycnic. Massive shotgun blast takes him out. Ulti with about 1% HP. Almost gets finished with the retreat there. Bitey gets taken out. Volk is going to be taken out with the shotgun blast. Fantastic shotgunning from these guys. And both these Lurks are forced to retreat with extremely low health. And if they had weapons too, there would have been 2 Lurks dead and 3 Skulks dead as well. And that probably would have been the GG call. I really think at this point it's too long for the fades. Maybe not. Maybe not. It's still a while to the fades. But I think the Marines have such a significant advantage that they're going to stay ahead from this point on. Menace comes into the fight, and he's actually in position for a good amount of time there. Gets a couple of bites off. These guys are going to need to weld up. Scan goes down. Cycnic with the missed shot onto Volk, with the pistol coming out as well, but missing a lot of those shots as well. Gorgeous in solo defense, and there's the base rush call, perhaps. And they've got a beacon, they've got plenty of money. There's the scan just in case. A good job from Rantology, meeting up with Gorgeous here, dealing with this Harvester. Locklear taking a 1v1 onto Ulti. He's actually done a fantastic amount of damage. The weapons 2 is complete. He's got a 1v1 against the Mundups, and he takes him with the pistol. Fantastic from Locklear. Unbelievable. These Marines are on fire right now. Harassment from Samiji onto the nanogrid phase gate, but he's forced to retreat by the mere idea that someone will come through. That's not a good sign. Locklear again with the solo defense. These Marines are stalwart. They're stoic right now. They are holding so effectively. And he gets taken out, but he gets the skulk. Again, aliens actually sort of forming a plan. It's been oh my gosh, look at these scans. 9 extractors. They're going to afford every scan in the game. At this point, they don't want Go'ar to try and outsmart them, to try and do something really sneaky that they're not looking for. The scans are providing the opportunity there to see everything. The scan there again, just to make sure the lurk doesn't come around from behind. And there's Golden trying to cut him off, but Samiji has managed to escape just about. But they have lost one of those lurks. I feel like I saw it but didn't call it. I'm not sure what's going on there. Golden and Mendasp taking that long-range fight. Oh wow, this is it. So this is their spawn. They're getting hemmed in. This is where you see the noose tightening. Really nice job from Samiji taking out Golden. So you can, I really just like the infestation everywhere. It's quite distracting. It's hard to keep up with what's going on. Samiji is on top of that phase gate. He's caught out of position. He might get taken out in this corridor. Nice shotgun blast. Doesn't actually take a significant amount of damage off of him. And he's going to escape there. And Ulti comes around the side and deals with Locklear, allowing Samiji to escape. And the fades have come out. So we've got the 9-minute fades. I really think they'll just go into fights and probably get flash faded. But we'll see if they can maybe turn this around. The Y junction phase gate's a nice one, especially up against the cargo hive, and that's going to stop them from getting through this section of the map. All this infestation, you can see the amount of damage it's doing. 50% on all these extractors, because they have been reduced to that 50% mark, which is the armor being taken off by the bile on the infestation. And again, the aliens don't really have a plan. They're not really up to much. There's no tunnel in place. They haven't really got an aggressive play. The scans are going down to make sure that they can't really do anything particularly sneaky. Locklear, long range onto Ulti, might be able to finish him. There's the backup from Golden. Extractor's going to be replaced at Overlook and Skylight, so putting them back up to 8 extractors probably. There's the arc play. Titus Gaming at this point, closing the noose, getting everything they need to win this game, even an advanced armory. I'm surprised they're not going for cat packs. I think cat packs probably would be just as good. But they got plenty of Pirates, of course. Yeah, no, the jetpacks make sense. They got loads of money, so might as well. So the Arc Factory is almost complete. We're going to be seeing 7 extractors in the next 20 seconds. Advanced Armory is almost complete and the Weapons 3 is on its way. 1 biomass for the aliens. They've only got 2 spurs. Never even had the opportunity to finish that 3rd spur there, which is a bit sad to see. Volk and Menas trying to be sneaky. They'll probably get scanned in a second though. Samiji coming around the vent section here. But you can see that they're essentially trapped by the hive. They can't afford to leave that hive area. Wow, I think he did some damage there. Not too much, but a good amount. Scan goes down. Scans are making it so difficult for the aliens. It must be so demoralizing coming through, almost getting out your base and being scanned and knowing that they've spotted you and it's probably not the best time to push. At this point, I've given up on Go'ar. I don't think they'll be able to take this game. I really don't think they have anything to turn this around. They have got to deal with arcs, weapons 3, jetpack. There's a lot of different stuff that they're going to have to start teching to deal with. And they don't have the money for it. I really think when those arcs start pushing, they're not going to be able to defend against those arcs. There's the phase gate of the dome. That's what you need to see. That's going to completely cut the aliens off from getting out of their base. Gorgeous doing a good amount of damage onto these fades. Really nice onto Mendes. Almost takes him out. Fantastic final shot. Really good job. And I can't believe he managed to... Here's the 1v1 up against Volk. And he's not actually getting the damage onto Volk. And Volk's not really getting the damage onto him. Fantastic shotgun blast on the back. And there's a good game called. Once that the first fade went down, they knew that was pretty much a symbol of their defeat. Really nice job from Titus Gaming, taking it 2-1. Oh my gosh, you guys wouldn't believe how smug I am that I actually predicted it was going to be 3-1, and I'm even more sure now that it's going to be 3-1. Let's just update the scores there. So it's 2-1 to Titus Gaming. Now they're going to be playing Aliens. They won their previous Alien round. I mean, Goðar still have the opportunity to take this round very easily. Just get into nanogrid, clear it out nice and early, and pretty much do what Titus Gaming did that last round. So just going to be reading up on some of this chat. NanoPG is offensive in the sense that it denies 2 RTs. True, but that is true. But then also the phase gate isn't just about RTs. It's also about what do people call it? I think it's zoning. People call it essentially where you're cutting off sections of the map that the aliens want to come through. So, for example, this is a corridor the aliens have to come through if they want to come out the left-hand side. So, if you can get a phase gate here, you cut off the route as well, which secures you nanogrid. It secures you sub, overlook, skylights. It secures you all that. And there's a lot of value to zoning as well, and the phase gates can provide that. The nanogrid phase gate does not provide any zoning, does not provide any opportunity to cut off routes. If they spawn in cargo and they want to get to skylights, the phase gate in nanogrid does not provide you with any specific ability to stop them from coming through there. Same with the other side. It's all the same. If you want to get through the map, the nanogrid phase gate is not the best phase gate to stop that. It's pretty defensible. Like there's no denying that. Once you're in nanogrid, it's nice and easy to hold. Look at these line of sights here. These are the entrances for the skulks and the lurks, unless they want to go all the way around through this ridiculously complex vent system that even I haven't learned yet. And I've played this map quite a lot of times, and I still don't really know how these vents work. I certainly couldn't rebuild them. If you asked me to rebuild these vents, I'd be like, no, I can't do it. They're quite convoluted. They're quite long. So if you want to engineer an attack into nanogrid, it's going to be pretty predictable. Or very, very slow. So at this point we have a 6v6 setup. We're going into the final round soon enough. It's up to Goðar to wonder how they're going to return the favour. It's initial round 1 for them, and then the next 2 rounds were actually lost. So Titus Gaming are looking pretty good right now for this final round. There's the ready call from Grissi, and you've got to hope he is ready, because he's got to take this next round for a 2-2 up against Titus Gaming, which would set them up very nicely in the Premier Division. And I'm very worried if they don't take this next round, it's going to set them at the bottom of their group, probably with, I think, who's lost quite a lot of games in that group. I think I've watched a few of them, so I should know. Snails versus Titus. I think Snails lost quite a few actually, but I still have high hopes for Snails once they get Ray back in commission, who is injured from a hand injury, so maybe an extensive injury that maybe holds him back for the whole season. Let's look at some of the games coming up. So the initial results we saw from week 1 is a 3-1 to Titus. So Titus are already doing very well. Imagine Sorneman was a draw, so neither of them are behind or ahead, and Snails are slightly behind, up along with Goðar at this point. So overall, every team in the Premier Division is doing alright, with Titus slightly ahead at this point, especially if they take this next round. If Titus takes this next round, they're looking at the top position in this entire season, I bet. I mean, they're doing very well so far. So Titus Gaming taking their time. Titus taking their time for this ready call. I wonder what they're thinking about, I wonder what they're planning. Probably working on the specifics of where they're going to push in this initial engagement. It's very important you get the initial engagements right. If you screw it up, you make nanogrid vulnerable, and if you screw up nanogrid, you lose the game. We're going into the final round, Goðar versus Titus Gaming. This is extremely crucial for both teams. If Titus Gaming takes this round, they're looking very good for the rest of the season. Goðar need to take this if they want to maintain their position in the group and don't want to get behind. We're looking at 4 skulks leaving the base, 1 upgrading a gorge. We're looking at a 2-2 split. And the Marines going for a 2-2 split with 1 building an early arms lab in their base. Extractors being built slowly and steadily at skylights and topographical as well. Golden and Locklear. Simbiji's got a nice position here. He might actually nab a lot of damage onto Golden, because he can't quite see him. But as soon as he turns that corner, he's going to pump a lot of damage into him. Looks like Sicknick got him taken out in the top right, just that topographical. There's a lot of jumping going on in the vent just behind. You can see that. Oh, the Parasite just misses. Oh no, it tabs Bitey. Nice one. Lock-click and now drop down on Bitey and tab him with the double bite, finishing her off. Oh, I don't like to see that Shade Hive. It's gimmicky. It certainly has potential. I just really don't think it's going to work. We'll talk about that one in a second. Samiji gets jumped down on top by Locklear. Oh, he gets him with the Parasite. Was completely unnecessary, but really nice job. Golden gets a kill as well. Alti with the 1v1. Probably should take him. Bite hits, but finishes the kill. Okay, so we're seeing a subsector spawn with Tunnel. Cargo's been taken as well. So 4 harvests very early for Titus Gaming. And how many Veils have they dropped already? None. They've spent a lot of their money on... What have they spent their money on? I don't understand. Why do they have no money? Is it drifters? Okay, I can't work that one out. They spent it's the harvesters and the drifter. I don't know, and a crag. I guess that's it. They still can't afford any veils. The veils, of course, provide you with either camouflage, camouflage silence combo, or aura. Aura is pretty good for the life forms, the upgrade life forms, the lurks and the fades, because it allows them to take on fights that are essentially smarter. But I think it probably won't work that well as the game moves on, and the games are dragging on with this balance mod. They are going much longer, and I really think that's going to cost Titus Gaming. There are 4 harvests, but they're about to lose cargo. They've got nothing to do with cargo, but we should be seeing the lurks coming out very early with the almost immediate 4 harvesters. That's going to set them up with a 2.5 minute, maybe 3 minute lurks. Yeah, it's going to be 2.5 minute lurks. Wow! Titus Gaming have called it, and there's no response, no beacon is available, 4 skulks, and a pointless drifter. We won't even need to think about it. Onto the arms lab. That could cost them a huge amount of money and all their upgrades. Sicknick's looking in position on top of the command share, and if they take this out before it's upgraded, it is cancelled. And there's the hallucinations. Everything's looking bad for the Marines. Where's the observatory drop? They need to drop an observatory and a power node and beacon back. They're looking really bad at this moment. Samiji gets a double kill somewhere. Oh, onto the of course onto the hallucinations. Hallucinations aren't being dropped. Samiji almost gets the kill here. Josie almost gets the IP down. It's really crucial he gets the kill there. He does get it down. There are no Marines dead at this point, but that's exceptionally good from Titus Gaming. A nice early pickup, and let's just count that. That was 40 T-res. That's an infantry portal and an arms lab. And if you count the armor 1, which is now defunct as well, that's a lot of damage they've just done. Here come the lurks, and they need to capitalize massively on the fact that they just did a huge hit to Goðar. I think the problem, though, is actually that Goðar had 5 extractors that whole time. You could see they had 5 extractors for that whole base fight, which is a really good amount. Sicknick taking on ulti there. Golden coming in as well. Menace got a 2v1 to deal with. There's 2 lurks as well. A lot of med packs. He's not actually getting enough med packs to stay alive long enough to get the pistol hits to clear those lurks. Everything's looking good for the aliens right now. I'm not convinced. Wow, that was weird. Not convinced by the early Veil stuff, but we'll see how it goes. You need to get Gorgeous, the fake hallucination, up involved in that. Samiji is terrified of who to go for. They do clear the hallucination. Gorgeous almost dies. I really think the hallucinations and the Veils are going to cost them more than help them at some point. Samiji gets taken out from behind. Bitey is completely confused right now. He's surrounded by hallucinations. Oh, he gets completely beguiled. He's so staggered right now. He's completely oh wow, that was really good. he almost killed the lurk, but it was hallucination. So really good job from the commander there to essentially blind him and let him waste some of his damage. There's the Harvester replacement at cargo coming up soon. Extractor harassment from Joshi. Now that is the weak point for the aliens at this point. They haven't dealt with enough extractors. They are on 5 extractors. Arms lab's been replaced. They got the armor 1 complete back up, and the weapons 1 is being upgraded. Shotgun's coming along, and they do need to go for another base push if they want to essentially catch back up. Oh no, they've got the overlook. Oh, this is looking good for the aliens. It's a strange, untraditional play, but it's going well, which is nice to see. I really think it's going to cost them later on, but at the moment it's going well. Sicknick from behind you, they've got Aura, you can hear. They have an upgrade, but they don't have Phantom. So they definitely have Aura, which means they can see through walls. They can see enemies through walls, they can see HP, so they can know exactly which one's the weakest one to target. And essentially they can see numbers as well, so they know which fights to take and which ones not to fight. Joshi gets pointed out here, he actually moves a little bit too fast. And his invisibility ends just before he was actually able to get any significant damage onto Samiji or Bitey. Golden coming in with the reinforcement. Weapons 2 has started, so Goðar, no holding back. They're going for the upgrades. But it's going to be bad because they're about to lose 2 extractors. System waypointing in position here. Samiji and Bitey with only rifles, trying to weld up the cargo cyst line. There it is. Even to pipeline as well, so that's going to be bad news for them. They're going to lose some of these cysts perhaps. Josh and Golden hiding by the hive. There's Gorgeous. They didn't shoot him. Maybe thought he was a fake one. And Gorgeous is almost taken down. Golden's really low, 20% HP with a leaving there, and looks like they managed to get both lurks back through. Joshi actually gets the kill onto Sami G, and a 1v1 into Bitey with only the pistol to deal with. Oh, he takes him with the final shot there. Sicknick going in. Oh, he's got a worry here. He's got shotguns on his back. The pace has changed. Aliens were doing very well. They've still got a lot of harvesters, but the pace has changed. Ulti and Bitey, very aggressive in system waypointing. The tunnel is being harassed, and anyone that comes through that is going to take a lot of damage almost immediately. Volk with a nice shotgun blast. Oh, very well done. Both skulks dealt with. It's only the lurks in position to take on Mendas now, who is alone. The range spiking. Look at the oh, that's severe. That's really bad. He needs to get a lot more med packs. He's hiding behind the harvester, getting reinforcements from system waypointing. So they have brought those guys back. Looks like they have tried to sort of rotate around. Sicknick from one side, Gordon from the other. Tunnel looking like it might go down. There's no one inside it to pop out. Mendas very low. A lot of medpacks are being forced to be dropped at this point. It's very expensive, but they've got no harassment on the extractors. 5 harvesters are still up, but they're about to lose nanogrid. That's bad news. Oh, the phase. The 5 harvesters allowed the 7-minute phase. That's ridiculous. And Joshi should be able to take out Volk here. He's separated. Don't take too much damage. Just clear him up. Don't lose too much health. They'll lose the harvesters at nanogrid. That's not a problem though. At this point, just send the that's it. Send the hallucinations in. Josh and Locklear are taking a lot of damage, but they got Sicknick in position. Sicknick's going to go down. That's the lurk down. They still got the fades. Joshy very low. Gorgeous very low. Gorgeous was the skulk there, but they had some fades as well. Golden gets taken out, but they still got the single lurk and the 2 fades up. Golden coming around the corner. He might get taken up by the second. Oh, he's so close. Here comes Locklear onto Sami G. Nice shotgun blast. Sami G looking to take that fade. Doesn't quite manage it. They still have 4 harvesters up. That's Pipeline, Cargo, Overlook, and Subsector. They've taken the bottom side of the map and C12 as well. That's all right. There's no arguing with that. That's all right. You can afford to at this point in the game ignore nanogrid. Let them have it. Go for the rest of the map. Don't worry about it too much. It's very hard to take back, and you'll get it eventually if you just spread the Marines thin and start going for the other areas of the map. Nice job with the whip. Probably been no, certainly not echoed in because they don't have that opportunity. A Veil has been killed at some point. That's a big problem. They need to replace that. Locklear and Joshi. Looks like they've cleared out nanogrid of players, sending them through. Nice one. Mendas and Ulti got to worry about these shotguns actually. Took a lot of damage. Joshi jumps down with full HP. The lurk goes down almost immediately. That was 2 shotgun blasts taking him out very quickly. And the fades were sent back, not necessarily with low HP, but they were forced to retreat. They were scared off. Weapons 3 has started. Okay. Looks like Goðar might be taking this game. Titus have got to work out how they're going to turn this round. A Weapons 3 is a really bad sign for the aliens at this point, especially when they've got 2 Veils and nothing else. They're working on biomass. They've got triple biomass, but that's not going to stop the Weapons 3. Sicknick and Gorgeous might be getting taken out by Sami G. A 1v1 at this point. The reload comes out from the rifle. Sicknick's forced to retreat. He might get ganked by Volk and Mendas. Nice shotgun blast. Good job from Locklear backing up Golden, the Skulk, who's going some of that res biting. That's going to help a lot. That's really important. Deal with Skylights, Topographical's another one you need to be dealing with. And start harassing the base as well. They still don't have phase tech. The Weapons 3 is not finished yet. Ulti and Mendas, they're just trying to hold nanogrid. They're just trying to play sneaky and clear one of these fades. And they really are just baiting the fades in, trying to deal with them. Really nice job taking out one of those shotgunners. And both fades, you can see they're on almost full HP. This is it. This is what we need to see. Convert nanogrid back. Taking Pipeline and Overlook now. They could actually take a really huge amount of the map. Oh, this is bad news. The aliens need to get another Gorge back on the field. I really think another Gorge would help them hugely. Get Golden or Sicknick back on that Gorge. Get another tunnel up. Get the healing going. Get the harvesters up nice and early. Locklear comes in from behind. Not a lot of damage onto these fades. You can see Joshi and Locklear are very healthy. The Skulks are in position, clearing up these Marines. Shotgun picked up by Sami G. He's reloading that. Locklear very low. Joshi is actually half HP with one of those fades. And Sami G and Ulti have actually managed to clear out the entrance to nanogrid. Sicknick has just taken out another extractor almost. If he can get a couple more bites off. Oh, the bone wall almost gets the security. Oh, it would have been so good. So good, almost. But they've done a really good amount of damage. Oh, and it's opened up the opportunity to take cargo as well. And are we going to be seeing Golden go for the... yep, that's it. That's going to be a Gorge upgrade for Golden. They're going to build that hive nice and quick. And then we're seeing the extractors go down anyway. Oh, wow. Harvesters have been replaced at nanogrid. This is why I wanted to see the Gorge earlier, because they could have just done this earlier, but you know, it's hard to say for sure. But I think the Gorge would have helped in that combat. In this section of the map, the Gorge would have allowed the people to retreat here, get healed up, and go back into the fight. And you can see they had the opportunity to win it. It was obviously a little bit later. And everything's going fine now. But Titus Gaming, this is so close, but I really think this is the opportunity now. They they conceded nanogrid, they took the rest of the map, they stayed on top of the res, and then they converted nanogrid back. Now cargo is theirs with the hive, and it's already on 50% with the Gorge, who doesn't actually have any shift there to support his healing spray. Does now have a shift. We've got Joshi and Locklear with the Lurk Signic from the side. Really nice job soloing Volk there with Mennas now. Oh, he's all alone, getting cleared up. That's really good. Everything's going well for Titus Gaming, and you can see there, just as Goðar were slightly ahead there, they've fallen back down. Look at the team kills. Oh, they're way ahead, but it's just not counting. Look at the heart. I mean, it's all about team resources. That's what really counts. The team kills isn't quite so important. Nice one from Joshi, surprising bitey. That's another shotgun on the ground. They need to be careful here. They're getting rounded from behind and the front. Joshi escapes with very low HP. Locklear almost doesn't escape. Scan goes down. That was risky business. The Lurk upgrade. The Lurk upgrade is going to change the game. This is looking like a really nice win from Titus. They played it nicely. An arc play from East Junction for the Marines. But we've already seen the fact that the aliens do not need nanogrid. The arcs will clear nanogrid. The Marines will take it back. But we've already seen the aliens do not need it. No, I'm wrong. They're not going for the arcs. Good job. Alti, Samiji, and Menas going in with the shotgun to just try and clear up these guys mano a mano. Joshi and Golden, they're holding nanogrid. They actually lost the Gorge there. Joshi with the fade. He's doing a good amount of damage. He's on very low HP. He does manage to escape with about 10% HP. He's finished with the final boss, and Locklear is very low as well. He almost gets taken out. And if they'd lost the second fade, that would have been very, very bad news. Gorgeous on top of the phase gate. There's 4 Marines in here. 1 in defense of the phase gate. Bitey with the triple pistol shot. Taking out Gorgeous there. So just as they were about to get way ahead, they lose nanogrid to a really nice phase gate in East Junction. And that's going to allow them to hold C12 as well. Locklear there, just hiding in the rafters of this section, drops down. Skylights is being taken out though, so there's no denying it. Titus are making the right call. Skylights is a really smart decision. Let them have nanogrid. Don't worry about it. You can see both commanders on both teams disagreeing with me about the nanogrid phase gate. Obviously, they've actually sold that one as well, so they are actually just going for the nanogrid one. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll talk to some players, see what they think, but I think I'm right. There's no denying that. So they're going for maybe a sneak attack in the base. They've certainly got silence and invisibility to support that. Nope, they're going for the extractors. Really, really smart decision. Extractors are defining the game at this point. No cap packs, no jet packs, no armor 2 means that the Marines are going to get caught out with an onus in their face and nothing to answer it. Joshi, tries a little bit of a matrix shot there. Bitey with the fantastic double shotgun blast. Nanogrid is open, but they've got the dome phase gate as well, so there's going to have people pouring through either the phase gate or the entrance here. Skylights has been taken down, of course, but they might be rebuilding that. Topograph has been taken down. Nothing there to rebuild that, though. Goðar are only on 3 extractors, Titus on 5 harvesters, and I'm pretty sure they won't be losing any of those harvesters anytime soon. Does depend on how they deal with the dome, of course, but these things are still full health, and as soon as these Marines spread out to try and deal with C12, they risk losing nanogrid or even Skylights, so there's no perfect play for the Marines right now. Really nice job from Locklear, just sneaking in there when Mennaps turns around. He doesn't actually hit the swipe, and actually Mennaps gets a kill there. Oh no, Mennaps actually supports Locklear on a team kill. This is a tough one, but we're getting to the stage of the game where the aliens are just rolling out lifeform upgrades. They've got 4 biomass. They've already upgraded Lurk upgrade. They're getting the Skulk upgrade, which is going to provide them with the leap. They can see Umber is already going in fights. Nice job from Golden and Locklear. Maybe the base is open. Maybe go for the observatory. Samiji comes out of the phase gate. Takes out Golden with 1 shot. Nice job from him. Valk, though, taking on Signic, who's got Umbra, and Gorgeous and Locklear picking up some of that Umbra as well. Second hive's complete. We're getting the enzyme involved. Triple spur. The aliens are so much stronger now than they were a couple of minutes ago. And that's going to make a big difference in some of these fights. And you can see, even now, they're finally dealing with C12 and Pipeline. But just as they do, they're losing a lot of Marines. Skylights is being replaced instead. I've got to give it to Titus. Versal is a very good commander. He never panics. He's always got a smart play behind him, and he's played this one very well. I've got to say I was hesitant with the Veil play, with the early shade upgrade, but it's working out very well. I'm not sure specifically if it was down to that, but it's there's no denying it's certainly working at this point. Gorge upgrade is also in the mix at this point. Onos is being upgraded by Gorgeous. You can see he's on 0 P-res in an egg, and we'll probably see him pop out just any moment. Once they've got the Onos in on the field, they'll have so much that they'll need to take out the dome. You can see Bitey and Sammy G with shotguns, weapons 3. Gorgeous going for the fight. He's got Umbra though. He's actually not doing enough damage to take out the Marines early on. He's actually getting caught out with very low HP. Gorgeous with about 20%. Kill the Marine. It's vital you kill the Marines, especially when you wow. When you commit to fights like that, you've got to kill the Marines. Looks like Sicknick is trying his best to distract the Marines. Oh, the unbelievably well played hallucinations distract the Marines long enough to allow the Onos to escape. But as I was saying, when you commit to a fight, you clear those Marines as soon as possible. Another thing I want to mention, with Umbra, he survived. Without Umbra, he was dead with ease. And they wouldn't have even killed those Marines, and it would have been a very bad position for Titus Gaming. They have taken Skylights. They've got all this section of the map. That's 2 Hives, 4 Harvesters. And I really think they could take Nanogrid at this point with the Onos. Especially with the Observatory in this position here, making it difficult for them to sneak up on the dome. And they don't want to concentrate too much and slow down too much. There's 6 extractors in the map control for the Marines right now. Maybe get a tunnel to Skylights and so you can use the Onos in the base attacks. There's all kinds of opportunities right now. A Gorge is certainly a viable option. Golden and Locklear surrounding the Observatory. They are caught out, catching out Valk here. Not a lot of damage from Valk. Menace as well, not doing a significant amount of damage to scare these guys off. And it's really good job Umbra. And Menace has got a lot of damage to the hallucinations, but he's not killing any aliens. Only Joshi's gone down and he was a skulk. This is it. Unbelievable. A combination of Umbra, hallucination, and surrounding the Marines and evasive play has meant that they have been unable to do any real good damage on these life forms. That's taken out the dome, and they've still got momentum to maybe even take on Nanogrid. And they've got to take back Nanogrid, because there's 6 extractors up, Cat Packs coming along, Weapons 3, Armor 1, Gorgeous Onos Fake coming in to take on Ulti here. You can see it won't do any damage, but it might scare him off. This is a tense game. Titus have got a lot of strength, but if they wait too long, they lose a lot of that strength. The Cat Packs are already going to represent a big increase in opportunity for the Marines to take on the Onos. Sicknick there, just spraying Umbra everywhere, and that's exactly what we need to see from him. Where's the Onos? Gorgeous is playing a little bit too conservatively for my liking, especially with the Alien Commander with the Bone Walls. There it is. I was about to say it before it went up. Wasn't able to. Locklear from behind. He's trying to deal with Menasps, and the armory has gone down. They tried to drop a little armory wall. Oh, this is it. This is it. They got the momentum. Push straight into Nanogrid. Only Ulti in defense, and they go round and find him. Oh, this is so good. And they've taken out Nanogrid Phase Gate. Titus Gaming have done so well this game, even with the completely untraditional plays. Wow. And then, so they're going to lose 3 extractors at this point. They're going to be down to 2 extractors with the advanced armory coming up. They have not got the Piras for the jetpacks, so that's a mistake. Really good job from Titus, and this was a close one and a tough one to call. There's the Onos upgrade completed. They got 5 biomass. They've got they haven't got Stomp just yet, but they've got the Bone Shield for the Onos. We're seeing a lot of Marines pushing into East Junction for another similar play to what they had a couple of minutes ago. East Junction Phase Gate. Gorgeous trying to clear up the Nanogrid extractors, but they actually want to go into this position here. Golden flies in. Gorgeous is actually investing into this fight. He's got the Umbra on his back. Weapons 3 is right on top of him though. Golden with the fade there. He's taking a lot of damage. The lurk goes down. Joshi is actually cleaning it up on his own. And if the Onos had stayed in that fight, that would have been a win. I was really thinking that was a bad fight, but he could have actually won that fight. So Gorgeous, he needs to just get the enzyme and clear these extractors. That's 20 tiras they need to take off. And they don't have the Stomp just yet. The 2 fades. Nice one from the Marines to just hunt these guys, but the fades are probably going to get away. Onos is in position. You can see he's taking out Valk there. The other Marines are completely spread out by the Bone Wall. There's the hallucinations. The Umbra is everywhere. One of the fades goes down, but the Onos is in position to clear up all these shotgunners. And if these shotgunners go down, it's looking like a bad position for Nanogrid as well. Push into Nanogrid. You can take that out. Oh no, the phase gets in East Junction. Well, they can clear that up. Nanogrid's probably already dealt with assisting, and they'll just get 1 player in that. But this is really well played by Titus. They've got all these clouds and these support abilities that are making it very difficult for Goðar to secure the Ono skills. They do take out a fade, but this is the stage of the game where we can see some refades. We're seeing a second wave of fades coming out soon. Unbelievable. This is so tense right now, but Titus are doing everything right. They're just putting in exactly the right amount of risk. Valk, Semi-G, and Bitey doing exact same thing. Oh, Golden from behind! Armor 1. 3 bites. 1 Marine is down, and Golden even manages to escape. Almost there. Menace from behind. Gorgeous, and the other hallucinations coming into this position, wasting some of these rifle shots. And what's really important is these are rifles. They couldn't do it with shotguns. They certainly can't do it with rifles. this is GG. Titus have done exceptionally well this game. Completely untraditional plays. The Veils early on. The second Hive securing that by taking on Nanogrid. I mean, the fact that they conceded Nanogrid and just went for everything else. The lack of panic, the absolute order and discipline we saw from these guys. Unbelievable. Golden, another kill there using the invisibility and the silence. I'm in awe. Titus have played so well today. It's really great to see. The round one was their weakness, obviously. They weren't warmed up. They weren't quite on position. They made some weird decisions about the extractors, the money. In this game, they played it exactly right. They knew what they had to do with the money. They knew it. They did it. And they played well. At this point, the Marines are running out of plays. The P-res is low. The Marines are forced to just stick together and try and do everything as a unit. They do have one recapper up in Skylights who's just been killed, and that's not really going very well for them. Gorgeous at this point. The Onos is becoming very rich. He can afford another upgrade. If he already doesn't have those two, he can just grab another one. There's another extractor for Go'dar, and they're desperate for extractors at this point. The aliens refusing to respond. Waiting for them to get out of position, then go for a base push maybe? Maybe just go for the extractors. Yeah, so at this point, Titus are just saying to themselves, we won't lose if we kill every single extractor they build. We'll start with Topo, then we'll clear C12, then we'll kill all the Marines, and then clear Pipeline. They might actually circumvent that plan and just go for the base and force a beacon. It's hard to know for sure, and the slower and longer they take to get into the base, the less effective that base push will be, especially with the phase gates being what they are. The beacon will be forced in this fight. Really good job from the aliens to see this opening. If the beacon isn't forced, they lose, of course. But they're going for the arms lab. They might even kill it before the beacon actually activates. And they've taken out the arms lab, and the Marines are refusing to respond. This is going to be a good game. Look at the comm chair going down so quickly. No comm chair dropped in Pipeline. And they dropped the Hive. This is a good game. Well played from Titus. Unbelievable. I don't know what Go'dar were thinking of doing at the end there, but it didn't work. Unbelievable. I'm staggered by how well played Titus did there. Now, those were some awesome games. Titus are such a good team. I'm well smug that I called it 3-1 to Titus Gaming. An early win for Go'dar, as I called it. I mean, these things make sense. Really good job. That last round was exceptional. The fact that they conceded Nanogrid to me is a sign of a really, really strong team that just is so secure in their plays that they can afford to just concede Nanogrid, do everything else, and then come back when they're feeling strong about it. I mean, that is just so good to see. Versal is one of the best commanders. There's no way around it. He's very good. He's very patient. He's very disciplined with these guys. A nice early round from Go'dar. That round one was very good for them. There's no denying the fact that they're the kings of extractors. That's what they do every time. But then Titus saw around it. They worked around it. They played well. And that's what secured them those wins, I think. I hope you've enjoyed those games. Those have been some really fun games. Some really evenly matched ones as well. Titus slightly ahead there, but that was exceptionally good. I have got some more games coming up tomorrow. I believe it's 1 or 2. I'm just going to double check that for you. So tomorrow I've got Raze versus Virtual Dejection. So that's a Division 1 game coming up at the midday mark for the Europeans. That's 1 PM CEST. And I should have another game coming up as well. Monday, Sunday, yep, and that's going to be coming up later on. So we've got one at midday and one in the evening, just like we had today. And that's the second game is going to be Cheesecake versus Vexter. So we've got some good games coming up tomorrow. The same maps, Descent and Veil, so we can see how other teams deal with this map as well. This has been some really good games, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the casting. At this point, I'm going to sign off. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next cast.